એ કરાય, આપણે બધી કરીએ ધીમે ધીમે. ધીરે રહીને ઉતારવા હેડો. શું કહ્યું કે ચાલો ખરું નહીં, ધીમે રહીને ઉતાવળા. આ કારનું મોટા મોટા દાદાએ લક્ષણ કેટલા સરસ કર્યા છે. આ કળિયુગનું બહુ જરૂરનું લક્ષણ છે. કળિયુગનું બહુ જરૂરનું લક્ષણ છે.
એટલે સ્યાદવાદ વાણી શું છે એનો પ્રત્યક્ષ અનુભવ.
પ્રત્યક્ષ અનુભવ. ઉતાવળાનું પણ એને અપમાન નથી કરતા અને ધીરાવાળાનું અપમાન નથી કરતા. કે ઉતાવળાવાળાને એમ નથી કે પુરુષાર્થ કરે છે, પણ તું તારે જ્યારે એ થતું નથી કે મેં કાંઈ કરું કે છે. અને પેલો પ્રમાદીને પેલા કેવો પ્રમાદી યાદી પડી રહ્યો છું ત્યારે એને વળતા કે ના ધીમે ભલે તું પ્રમાદમાં ધીમો રહ્યો પણ જરા ઉતાવળ કર થોડી. બેવનું રાખે. તો પેલો પ્રારંભ મારા પુરુષાર્થને ઝઘડ્યા કરે, એને ટાંચ કર્યા કરે, અને પુરુષાર્થ મારા પ્રારંભ વાળા ટાંચ કર્યા કરે. તું આવો છો ને તેવું બધું ખલાસ થઈ જીવન આમને આમ ખલાસ થઈ જાય. ઊંધું જ બધું થઈ જાય. દાદા કે ધીરે રહીને ઉતાવળા ચાલો. શું ગુણો થતા હતા સિદ્ધ? એ તો સિદ્ધ સ્તુતિ છે, અદ્ભુત છે. શાસ્ત્રોમાં ગુણો વાંચીએ અને અહીંયા આપણે સત્સંગમાં આ વાત થાય એનું કંઈ કમ્પેરિઝન જ નથી. સમજાય છે? આ શાસ્ત્રમાં તમે બહુ રૂપારા લાગશે શબ્દો બધા, ઘણા સારું લાગશે, પણ એમાં તમે મૂકશો ને તમે તેવું તેવું રહેશે. જોજો, તમે વાંચી જોજો કોઈ પણ પકડો, અને નિશ્ચય શાસ્ત્રો પકડશો તો વધારે થશે. એ બધું આ કાળમાં વધારે થાય. અને અહીંયા આપણે એનું વર્ણન થાય એટલે અદ્ભુત વસ્તુ થાય. કારણ કે સ્વાદ ચાખેલો ને, સ્વાદ અનુભવ વગર તો કશું નકામું છે બધું. એટલે જગત અનુભવ જાણતું જ નથી ને. અનુભવ કોને કહેવો તે? એટલે કૃપાળુદેવ કહ્યું ને, લક્ષ શું કહ્યું? 3 પેલા પદ કયા છે? ના, અનુભવ લક્ષ ને પ્રતીતિ, એને પરમાર્થ સંકિત કહ્યું. આ ત્રણે જોડે હોય, જોડે હોય. શું એટલે શાસ્ત્રમાં કહ્યું ને, પ્રતીતિ એટલે શ્રદ્ધા. શ્રદ્ધા પરમ દુલ્લહા એવું કહ્યું. શું કહ્યું બોલો? હજુ શ્રદ્ધા બોલ્યા. શ્રદ્ધા પરમ દુલ્લહા. ગામડામાં શ્રદ્ધા કેમ ન બોલતા? તમે ગામડિયા કેમ ના બોલે શ્રદ્ધા શબ્દ? શ્રદ્ધા જ બોલે ને. હે, તમે આગા કેમ બેઠા છો? અહીંયા આવો ને, એમાં બેન જોડે બેહો ને. તમે આવું કેમ કરો છો? અહીંયા આવતા પાછળ બેહાડો તમારી ભારતીબેન બેની. તમે પાછળ બે ત્યાં બેસ આવું. શું કહ્યું બોલ? શ્રદ્ધા પરમ દુલ્લહા. બોલ. શ્રવણી દુલ્લહા. હા, એટલે શ્રદ્ધા એટલે શ્રદ્ધા. ગામડામાં એવું બોલાય. શું? પરમ દુલ્લહા. પરમ તો સહેલો શબ્દ છે બોલતા. દુલ્લહા, દુર્લભ કેમ બોલે? દુર્લભ બોલે આમ બોલતા. હા નહીં, એટલે દુલ્લહા એટલે શ્રદ્ધા પરમ દુર્લભ ચીજ છે એમ કે છે. આખા સંસારમાં આ શોધ મોટા પુરુષોએ કરેલી, જ્ઞાનીઓએ અનુભવ કરી અને શાસ્ત્રમાં મૂક્યું કે શ્રદ્ધા કોઈ ક્યારેય પણ બધાને લાવવી તો બહુ જ હોય છે, પણ આવતી નથી. એવું કેમ હશે સાહેબ?
સજીવન મૂર્તિ વિના
ના, એટલે શ્રદ્ધા ક્યાંથી લાવે? ચોપડીઓ થોડી શીખવાડે? ચોપડીઓ શીખવાડે? બોલો ભારતીબેન, બોલો ને. આજે વાતો કરવા જ આવ્યા છે તો બહુ દાડે. હે, તો સંસ્કૃતના શ્લોકો શીખવાથી આવે? શું આવું? તમને તો આવડે બધા શ્લોકો. ગીતા વાંચેલી ને ત્યાર પછી આ બહુ એને એ છે. હા, અને સત્સંગ મળે તો બહુ ખીલે વાંચે. લર્નેડ છે બહુ, પણ લર્નેડ છે અને ડેવલપમેન્ટ. એટલે સમજી ગયા કે બધું આ ખારું છે. એના કરતાં હવે શરીર જીવન મળ્યું છે તો કંઈ જઈએ. જે હે એ સમજી ગયા આ જીવન મળ્યું છે એટલે એમ લાગે કરે આ કેવું છે, પણ એમ જતું રહે. આપણે જતું રહે માન જ જીવવું તો જતું રહેશે કે ના જાય જીવવું એટલે આ સમજી કાંઈક જીવવું પડે છે. હા કે હે તો પછી એમને મીનાબેનને દોસ્તી કરી. મીનાબેન કે મને ભારતીબેન જોડે બહુ સારું વાત, બહુ સરસ, તમે બે રહેજો ભાઈ, ફ્રેન્ડ રહેજો. રહો છો કે નહીં? આ રીતે રહેશે ને? એને પકડી રાખજો, હા, છટકી જાય એવી પાછી. હાથમાંથી સરકી ના જવું ને. ફિઝિકલ હેન્ડથી સરકી જવું, પણ સત્સંગ હેતુવાળા બે હોય ત્યાંથી કેમ સત્સંગ મહાત્મ્ય સમજવા જેવું છે. અનાધિકારથી આપણે રિલેટિવ બાબતમાં જ રાચ્યા કર્યા છીએ પુષ્કર, એટલું બધું રમણમાં ને એટલું બધું, એટલે એની ક્લચીસમાંથી છૂટવું સહેલું નથી. ભારતીબેન સમજાય? તે હવે સમજાય એવું છે. એટલે હવે આ મન વચન કાયા આપણે એમ માનતા હતા કે મારી છે એટલે મારી માન્યું એટલે પોતાના ઉપયોગમાં ના રહી.
પોતાના ઉપયોગમાં
કેમ કરીને રહે? માને ખરા કે એનો ઉપયોગ કરું છું, ઊભો કંઈ કરું છું, પણ રહ્યું નહીં આત્મા. કારણ કે જે પર છે એને સ્વ માને એ કેવી રીતે પોતાના એના ઉપયોગમાં અને ઉપયોગમાં રહી શકે? કોઈ દિવસ ના રહી શકે. પર છે ને સ્વ માન્યું એટલે પછી આવું બધાય માને, એટલે સંસાર કે અનજ કયો એકબીજા માને કે જે પોતે પોતાના ઉપયોગમાં ને ઉપભોગમાં માનનારા એકબીજાથી ઉપયોગમાં ને ઉપભોગમાં લેવાય. આ સંસારનું સ્વરૂપ, અને આ તો ચાલ્યા જ કરેલું પહેલેથી છેક સુધી, કોઈ ખૂણો બાકી નહીં. આ અને કોઈ જ્યાં જ્યાં જીવન છે બધે આ બાકી નહીં. પછી ગમે તેવું બધું હોય ને આ જ પરિસ્થિતિ છે. અને પોતે પોતાની ચીજ જાણે નહીં એટલે પછી એ મન વચન કાયા એના ઉપયોગ અર્થે કેવી રીતે રહી શકે? જ્યાં સુધી પોતાના ઉપયોગ અર્થે મન કાયા ના રહી શકે ત્યાં સુધી મુક્તિનું સુખ ચખાય નહીં. મુક્તિ સુખ ચાખ્યા પછી એ હાથમાં આવ્યું પછી કોઈ છોડે નહીં. હવે સમજી ગયા પાક્કા. મારું હું ભારતીબેન એ માનવીને ચાલતા હતા ત્યાંથી ભાંજગડ હતી. સમજાય છે? આ જે બહેનો સમજી ગયેલી આગળ ઘણા બધા દ્રષ્ટાંતો છે આપણે ત્યાં વેદાંતમાં છે ને જૈન દર્શનમાં છે, બધી જ છે. જે બેન સમજી ગયેલી મોટી તે તો પુરુષોને પાછળ પાડી બધા ઘણા છે. ઇવન જૈનોમાં છે બધા એક સુરસા અને બધા દાસીથી માંડી અને હાઈએસ્ટ રોયલ સુધી બધા લેવલ પર છે દ્રષ્ટાંતો. ચંદનબાળા અને એની ગુરુ એમને ને ના ચંદન ગુરુ કોણ હતા?
ગુરુ
એ નાની હતી પણ
નાની હતી પણ પેલા એમના માસી હતા તો એ
માસી હતા મૃગાવતી રાણી.
અને મૃગાવતી રાણીને કેવળ જ્ઞાન થયું અને પછી ચંદન બાળાની એ નિમિત્તે કેવળ જ્ઞાન
પછી થયું.
બધા
જો શિષ્યને પહેલું થયું.
હા, શિષ્યને પહેલું થયું.
ગૌતમ સ્વામીને એવું થયું. બધા શિષ્યો બધા કેવળ જ્ઞાન બધાને કહે છે હું રહી ગયો હું હજુ ભગવાનને પૂછવું કે ભગવાન ક્યારે થશે થશે કે છે. શંકા શું કામ કરો છો? બહુ પ્રશ્ન કરતા સુરેશભાઈ. એ બહુ એટલે એ તો બહુ ઊંચા હાઈ લેવલના, પણ યથાર્થ એકલા સાથે હોય ને પ્રભુ ખરેખર આ જ ભાવમાં કેવું જ્ઞાન થઈને મુક્ત થઈ જઈશ. ચોક્કસ આ જ ભાવમાં જાય હું વખત આ પૂછી લે. કારણ કે બધાના વડીલ એટલે આમ તો પૂછાય નહીં. વડીલ આવે મુશ્કેલી કે આવું છે.
સત્સંગ હેતુએ પરિચય કેવી રીતે કેળવવો, એટલે એમાં કેટલી પ્રકારની જાગૃતિ?
સત્સંગ હેતુ એ
આપણે સત્સંગ હેતુએ જે અંદર પણ સત્સંગ થતો હોય બહાર બી સત્સંગ થતો હોય તો એ હેતુમાં પરિચય
એટલે શું? કેવી રીતે?
માણસનો પરિચય વધારે હોય કે ઓછો હોય એટલે આપણે નોર્મલી
એ પછી કહીએ તમને આ સાહેબ એટલે આવી વાત હતી ભારતીબેન, સમજાય છે ને? પોતાના નિજ ઉપયોગ અર્થે પોતાના જ મન વચન કાયા જ્યાં સુધી નથી આવ્યા, શું કહ્યું? પોતાના નિજ ઉપયોગ અર્થે એટલે કે સ્વ અર્થે એટલે કે સ્વાર્થે, ત્યારે એ મન વચન કાયા ખરા સ્વાર્થી થયા કહેવાય. કારણ કે સ્વ અર્થી થયા ને.
હા, સ્વર્થી થયા.
બોલો નિશા, બોલવા લાગો મને. હા બરાબર, કહો બોલવા લાગો ને. તમને મુગાના બે રહેશો બધા. સ્વ અર્થી, સ્વાર્થી એટલે સ્વ અર્થી, એટલે બોલવા લાગજે એવો છે. મને ખંભરાય એવું પાછું. હવે તો અહીંયા આગળ એવું કંઈ નહીં ચાલે, ઢીલું. હા, મોટેથી બોલવું પડશે. સમજાય છે? સ્વ અર્થી કેવી રીતે બને ભારતીબેન? સમજાય તમને વાત? એટલે આપણે શુદ્ધાત્મા થયા, સમજાયું ને? એટલે શુદ્ધાત્મા એટલે પોતે સ્વ, પોતાનું સ્વરૂપ, સ્વ પોતાનો ધર્મ, સમજાયું ને? અને સ્વ પોતાનું સ્વરૂપ, રૂપ શબ્દ મૂક્યો છે. સ્વરૂપ,
સ્વરૂપ,
રૂપ મૂકે એટલે સમજે કે કંઈ આંખોથી દેખાય એને રૂપ કહેવાય, સમજાયું ને? અથવા તો મનથી સમજાય, બુદ્ધિથી સમજાય નહીં રૂપ કહ્યું છે બધું, અંતઃકરણ અને બહાર બધામાં એમાં. એટલે આ દેહે કરીને જે બધું અનુભવ થાય એ બધું રૂપ કહ્યું એને. એટલે પછી એવું રૂપમાં જ પડ્યા છે એટલે ભગવાનને રૂપ સ્વરૂપે જ ખોરે બધા. એટલે મૂર્તિ જોઈએ જ, મૂર્તિ વગર કેમ ચાલે? કે આ બધા પાસે બહુ દુઃખ થયા, એના કરતાં એવું રૂપ જોઈએ કે જોઈને આપણને આનંદ આવે. એટલે કૃષ્ણ ભગવાનની મૂર્તિ આપણે બચીએ. ગમે તેને તો કેવી રીતે જોઈ કેવા કૃષ્ણ, રામની મૂર્તિ ભજીએ, મહાવીર ભગવાનની પ્રતિમા ભજીએ. રૂપમાં છીએ એટલે સ્વરૂપ કહ્યું સાહેબ. રૂપ શબ્દ સમજવા જેવો છે. રૂપ એટલે અસ્થિકાય સ્વરૂપ હોય એને જ રૂપ કહેવાય, બીજે નહીં કહેવાય. અસ્થિકાય, અસ્થિકાય એટલે એનો સ્પ્રેડ, અને એ સ્પ્રેડની બહાર ક્યારેય પણ હોય નહીં, અને સ્પ્રેડમાં જ હોય એવું એ રૂપ.
બરાબર.
હવે નોન ફિઝિકલ હોય અને છતાં અસ્થિકાય હોય કેવી રીતે? તો કે આ આકાશ, અવકાશ, સ્પેસ નોન ફિઝિકલ છે છતાં અસ્થિકાય સ્વરૂપ છે. એટલે કે આખું એક તત્વ છે, સમગ્ર એક તત્વ છે. અને એવું સમગ્ર એક જ તત્વ આકાશ, એ એમાં આખું બ્રહ્માંડ, આખું મોટું આકાશનું હોય આમ ગોળા જેવું, એમાં આખું બ્રહ્માંડ આમ સમાયેલું છે બરોબર મધ્યમાં. સમજાયું? એટલે એ આકાશ તત્વ સ્વરૂપ, જેની શક્તિ શું કે જેને અને તેને સમાવી લે.
જેને તેને
સમાવાની શક્તિ એની બહુ જબરી છે. અનંત, ઇન્ફાઇનાઇટ શક્તિ છે. એક એક આકાશ. એટલે હવે એમાં એ આખું બ્રહ્માંડ જે અંદર બેઠા વાંધો નથી, એ આખું બ્રહ્માંડ એમાં જે સ્થિત છે કાયમનું, એ બ્રહ્માંડના આકાશમાં સમાયેલું બ્રહ્માંડ, સમજાયું ને? એ બ્રહ્માંડનું જેટલું આકાશમાં એનું ઓક્યુપેશનલ પાર્ટ છે એને લોક આકાશ કહે. શું કહે? લોક આકાશ. અને એ સિવાય તત્વો તો એક જ છે, પણ એમાં આટલું થયું, આ રૂમનું એક જ આકાશ તત્વ છે, એમાં ટેબલે જેટલું રોક્યું એટલે ટેબલનો ભાગ, પણ એ ટેબલ ના હોય તો એકનું એક જ આકાશ પાછું. એવી રીતે આખું તત્વ છે આ, તે લોક આકાશ કહ્યું. અને બાકીનું બેલેન્સ બધું રહ્યું તે અલોક આકાશ, ઇનફાઇનાઇટ છે. લોક આકાશનું ઠેકાણું નથી તો અલોકનું કંઈ વાત કરે. એટલે આકાશ તત્વ તો એક જ, પણ અપેક્ષાએ અહીંયા આગળ આવી રીતે એને સમજાવવું પડે કે ભાઈ આટલું લોકાકાશ અને અલોકાકાશ. ભારતીબેન સમજાય? બરોબર સમજજો. હા, ફરીથી હું કેલિફોર્નિયા આવીશ તો પરીક્ષા લઈશ, કોઈ દાડો મળતા જ નથી મને ત્યાં. તું વિટનેસ છું ને? શ્યોર? આ આટલી વાત સમજાઈ ગઈ? બરોબર સમજાઈ? હવે આકાશ તત્વ એ અસ્થિકાય સ્વરૂપ છે.
અસ્થિકાય સ્વરૂપ.
સમજો સાહેબ.
હા હા.
હવે આપણે અસ્થિકાય સ્વરૂપ લોક એટલે આખું બ્રહ્માંડ કહ્યું અને બીજું અલોકાકાશ એટલે એનું તો બહુ મોટું. હવે અસ્થિકાય એવી રીતે સમજવા તો કેમ સમજાશે તમને? છતાં એની ડેફિનેટનેસ ને આખી ડેફિનેટનેસ શું કહ્યું? નિશ્ચિતપણું છે એનું. અસ્થિકાય કાય એ શબ્દ હવાપણાને લાગે છે.
હા
એક્ઝિસ્ટન્સને લાગુ પડે છે. હવાપણું તમે સમજાય બધી વાત બોલો ને પૂછો. કંઈક વસ્તુ આમ છે હોવું એને કહીએ તારે એને અસ્થિ કહેવાય. હવાપણું એવા આ 6 મૂળ દ્રવ્યો છે તેમાં 5 હવાપણા સ્વરૂપે છે અને 6ઠું હવાપણે સ્વરૂપે છે પરંતુ એ અપેક્ષાએ છે પણ એ તત્વ સ્વરૂપ છે. અપેક્ષાએ છે છતાં પણ તત્વ સ્વરૂપે છે પરંતુ અસ્થિ પણ એ નથી.
બરાબર. એટલે આ કાળને લીધું નહીં. બરાબર. પાસ્ટને કારણે
હવે પેલા સાહેબે બધું આ મૂક્યું શું કરવું આવે મારી આગળ બધું કાગળિયું લાંબુ કાલે કાગળિયું મૂક્યું શું કરવા? હું ફસાઈ ગયો.
બીજાવાનો ફાયદો થયો.
ના એ રવા દો એને કાગળિયાને શું કરવું છે તમે બોલવું ને સમજાયું ને?
હા
શું એટલે 6 મૂળ દ્રવ્યો છે. જે 6 મૂળ દ્રવ્યોનું બ્રહ્માંડ કોમ્પોઝ થયેલું છે એટલે કે બેઝિક એલિમેન્ટલ પરપેચ્યુઅલ્સ એ જ 6 દ્રવ્યોનું એલિમેન્ટલ પરપેચ્યુઅલ્સનું આ પિંડ કોમ્પોઝ થયેલું છે. સેમ સમજાય છે? એટલે એ આખું આકાશ તત્વ લોકાકાશ એ બધું છે તે લોકાકાશ તત્વ તો આખું એક જ છે પણ એ એલિમેન્ટલ જેવી રીતે એનું આખું કમ્પ્લીટ આકાશ સ્વરૂપ છે એવું આ બોડીમાં એલિમેન્ટલ આકાશ સ્વરૂપ જે આ ભાગ છે તે તત્વ સ્વરૂપ છે આપણામાં. એ તત્વ આકાશ ત્યાં વેદાંત તો એની પાછળ કેટલું પડ્યું. ચિદાકાશ અને કેટલા બધા જાતના આકાશો ફરી કાઢ્યા કારણ કે બધું ઘણું બધું. એ તો બહુ મોટી વિચારની ભૂમિકાઓના મોટા શાસ્ત્રો છે. શું આજે અમને એ કંઈ લાઈન વાંચેલી નથી પણ અમારી આગળ બધું જ ઉગાડું છે. હવે ઓપન છે.
યુગ વશિષ્ઠ રામાયણમાં બહુ આવવાનું
બહુ આવે
પકડાયું નહીં. બહુ કરી નાખ્યું. ચિદાકાશ ને ચિદાકાશ
એટલે આકાશ તત્વ એવા બધા 6 તત્વો છે આ એના કમ્પોઝ થયેલા. સમજાય છે? એટલે 5 દ્રવ્ય આમાં 6 માંથી 5 અસ્થિકાય સ્વરૂપ છે. અસ્થિકાય કાય શબ્દ એટલે આપણે આના અર્થમાં સમજીએ છીએ. કાય એટલે હોવાપણું એટલે કંઈક એક્ઝિસ્ટન્સ હોય એટલે સાયન્સ આજનું સાયન્સ પણ જ ખોરી રહ્યું છે ને કે ઇઝ ઇટ સબ્જેક્ટ ટુ રીઝન? ઇઝ ઇટ સબ્જેક્ટ ટુ કોન્શિયસનેસ? ઇઝ ઇટ સબ્જેક્ટ ટુ put to the test of the intellectual thinking, intellectual understanding? Is it subject to the thinking? સમજાયું ને? આ બધી જ રીતનું આ લોકોને જોઈએ છે. આજનું સાયન્સ આવું કહી રહ્યું છે તો એમ જ રાચા કરે. શું હમણાં અઠવાડિયા ઉપર જ અમે રાતે આવ્યા બહારથી અને જરાક પેલું સમાચાર જુઓ છે તમે ચાલુ કર્યું ને ત્યારે તો સેન્ટરમાં એક ઊભા હતા અને એ બધું મોટું ઓડિયન્સ હતું ચાલતું હતું. આમ તો ઇન્ડિયન જેવા લાગ્યા મને ખબર નહીં પછી નામ તો બોલાવ્યું નહોતું પણ લાગ્યું કે આ સાંભળ્યું ખરું પડે દીપક ચોપરા એ સાંભળેલું પણ એ કંઈક આવ્યું હતું તો એટલું મોટું જબરજસ્ત જે ચાલ્યું ત્યાંના પર ત્યાં આપણું બધું અહીંયા મિક્સચર કરી અને એ લોકોને પીરસતા હતા. પડે
બધા સાધુ હોય જૈન સાધુ
બધા જ કર્યું છે. આ સમજી ગયા છે બધા.
અમારા ખંભાતમાં
એવું પીરસે મેં કોઈ ખરું મિશ્રણ કર્યું છે તે આમ કર્યું નથી આમ બધા આ જ વાત એ સમજાવવા હાથમાં જાય છે. સમજાયું ને? પણ એ સેન્ટર એ સમજાવવા જાય છે ત્યાં આગળ અને એમાં તો આટલું કે છે હું તો આખા વર્લ્ડની યુનિવર્સિટીમાં ફરું છું આ છું બોલાવે મને પહેલાં આમ કહ્યું પહેલાં આમ કહું જર્મન ફિલોસોફર આ કહે છે પેલો ફિલોસોફર આ કહે છે આ ફિલોસોફર આ કહે છે. જ્યારે જે વાત હોય એને આમ કરીને કહે તો અહીંયા તો આવું જ ગમે ને બધા એને એ તો આખું ઝાડ હોય તો ખુશ થાય તો બેસી જ રહે કલાક સુધી. શું કહે છે? અદ્ભુત કરાશે
લીધા જ
આ લોકો અંદર બીજા એટલા બધા આઉટ છે એ લોકો બધા. ભલે આમ તમને સાયન્ટિફિક ટેકનોલોજી લગેજ વાઇઝ આપણને ઇન્ટેલેક્ચ્યુઅલ્સ લાગે ને આટલા ડેવલપ થયેલા લાગે, પણ બધું સુપરફિશિયલ ડેવલપમેન્ટ છે. કેવું? આપણે લોકો પૈસા માટે આવેલા ખરા અહીંયા આગળ, એટલે થોડા અંદર આવી ગયેલા, પણ સમજીએ કે આ તો સુપર કરે, પણ શું અહીંયા આવ્યા પછી જઈએ ક્યાં? સમજાય છે ને? એટલે આ 6 તત્વો, એમાં 6 માંથી 5 અસ્થિકાય સ્વરૂપ છે. અસ્થિકાય એટલે એક્ઝિસ્ટન્સ. અસ્થિ મીન્સ ટુ એક્ઝિસ્ટ, એક્ઝિસ્ટન્સ સ્વરૂપે હોવું ઘટે ત્યારે એ. અને પાછું અસ્થિ એટલે એનો સ્પિરિટ, એટલે ડેફિનેટનેસ. શું કહ્યું? એનું આખું પ્રમાણ હોવું જોઈએ. એક ફુગ્ગો બનાવ્યો છે બલૂન. હવે એ આમ આટલો મોટો હોય ત્યારે એ મોલિક્યુલ્સનો બનેલો તો છે જ કે નહીં? એ મોલિક્યુલ્સ જો સાયન્સની દ્રષ્ટિથી આપણે જોવા જઈએ અને એને છૂટા પાડીને ગણે તો ગણી શકાય કે નહીં? બોલો. શ્યોર? આમાં તો સમજી શકાય એવી વાત છે. આ ફુગ્ગોને ફૂલાઈએ, આટલો મોટો છે એટલે ફૂલાઈએ, હવે મોટો ફૂલકું ફૂલે બલૂન, ફરે જ નહીં. તો એમાં મોલિક્યુલ વધ્યા?
ના.
નહીં વધ્યા?
ના.
ઘટ્યા?
ના.
ના ઘટ્યા. ફુગ્ગો ફૂટી જાય તો
આ બહુ સારો પૂર્ણવિદમ આ એક્ઝામ્પલ
ના, એટલે અસ્થિકાય સમજાઈએ. અસ્થિકાય. અને પછી જો ફૂટ્યા વગર હવા નીકળી જાય તો સમજે? પણ થોડો સાઇઝમાં થોડો ફેરફાર પડે નહીં, પણ મોલિક્યુલ્સમાં ના પડે નહીં. અસ્થિકાય. મહેર ભગવાન 6 ફૂટની કાયા, 4 ફૂટે ચૈતન્ય ઘન સ્વરૂપે સિદ્ધ ગતિમાં છે, અને ઋષભદેવ ભગવાન 3000 ફૂટની કાયા 2000 સ્વરૂપના ચૈતન્ય ઘન સ્વરૂપે સિદ્ધ લોકમાં છે. એમાં શું જુદા જુદા છે? જુદા જુદા જ કંઈ. 3000 એટલે 2000 અને 6 એટલે 4. શું? એટલે આમાં જે ચૈતન્ય ઘન સ્વરૂપ છે અસ્થિકાય પણ શુદ્ધાત્માનું, તે શરીરમાં જે છે ને પ્રમાણથી એ દરેક શરીર મનુષ્ય પ્રમાણમાં 2/3 છે. ચૈતન્ય ઘન પણ, હા એટલું સમજી લેજો. એટલે એ ઘન એટલે જેવી રીતે આકાશ તત્વ છૂટું છે એવી રીતે ચૈતન્ય ઘન સ્વરૂપ આખું જે થઈ જાય, અને જેટલો આકાશનો ભાગ હોય એટલો જ એનો આકાશનો ભાગ, કારણ કે એ તો આકાશ જેવું અરૂપી છે ને.
અરૂપી છે.
શું કહ્યું? સમજાયું? એક જ દ્રવ્ય રૂપી છે, બધા અરૂપી છે. એક પૂતગલ મેટર એકલું જ રૂપી છે. રૂપી એટલે આપણે જે કોન્શિયસ, રીઝન, ઇન્ટેલેક્ટ, આ બધાને સબ્જેક્ટું. પહેલું તો દેખાવું જોઈએ કે છે, રીઝનને સ્ટેન્ડ થવું જોઈએ કે છે, ઓબ્ઝર્વ થવું જોઈએ કે છે. બોલો ને સાયન્ટિસ્ટો, ઓબ્ઝર્વ થવું જોઈએ. અને ઓબ્ઝર્વેશનનું ટેસ્ટમાં મુકાવવું જોઈએ, અમારા ઓબ્ઝર્વેશનના ટેસ્ટમાં. અને ટેસ્ટમાં મુકાઈને પછી જો અમે ઓબ્ઝર્વ કરેલું આ છે સુણાઈ જોઈ બધી ચાલી એવી. અમારા ન્યૂ જર્સીમાં પેલા ભરત હતા ને, તો ટાઈમની જરાક આ તત્વની વાત કરવા ગયા. હવે સંસ્કાર મળ્યા, ધર્મના સંસ્કાર બહુ સારા. આ જવાનું ભરત તે પછી ટાઈમ ઇઝ લિનિયર. તમે આવું સર્કલ કેમ બધું લિનિયર છે? હા તારી વાત સાચી ને ભાઈ, તું તે જે ભણ્યું છે તો બહુ જ કહેવાય તને. અને આ બધા આમનો ભરત કઈ ગયા? ન્યૂ જર્સીમાં એક જ છે કે
મુકુલભાઈને લેવા ગયા છે?
ના, પણ ભરત કયા ભરતની વાત કરો છો? અરે સારા ભરત દોશી, તમે ભરત પટેલ. પાવરફુલ ભેજું. સુશીલાબેન હગા? તરુબેન ના શું થાય? તરુબેન ના હસબન્ડ ને? હા, તે પટેલ છે તે. અને પાછ ચરોતર ના ને એટલે આમને શૈલેષભાઈને બહુ ઈચ્છા જરા કરો ને સત્સંગ કરો. અમે કરીએ, ચાલો બોલાવવામાં તો કરવા લાગે. એમને ઘરે ગયા હતા ને, એને ઘરે લંચમાં ગયા હતા ને આપણે, તે વાત થઈ મેં કહું ક્યાં વાત પહોંચે આવે એટલે પછી ધીમે રહીને તાળું પડી જ જાય ને તો
હા, એ
અવગાહનત્વ શક્તિ જ ના હોય તો શું કરે?
હા, 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 બરાબર છે.
તો કેમ હશે સાહેબ?
અવગાહનત્વ શક્તિ ધારણ છે, જગ્યા આપવાની શક્તિ ન હોય.
અરે બાપ રે,
આકાશનો મૂળ.
કોઈને અંદર પહેવા દેવું નથી નહીં બધું.
હા.
અને ગુણ છે પણ પહેવા નથી દેતું.
બહુ અદભુત હો દાદાજી. આ
એટલે આ મુશ્કેલી છે ને, જોઈએ છે જ બધાય ને, કરે શું? પણ કોઈ ના પહેવા દેવા હોય જગ્યાએ જ્ઞાની તો પહેરી જ જાય. બધે એના માટે બધું ખુલ્લું છે, બધું જ ખુલ્લું, કારણ કે બધી બાજુ ઓપન થઈ ગયા ને
હા, બધી બાજુ
સ્વભાવથી.
સ્વભાવથી. હા.
સ્વભાવથી.
હા, સ્વભાવ.
એટલે કયું પર એવું છે કે એમને એ સ્વભાવ સ્વરૂપે ના રહેવા દઈ શકે?
Yes, કોઈ
બોલો ને સાહેબ.
એક પણ નહીં, અપવાદ
એમને
માત્ર નહીં.
સ્વભાવ સ્વરૂપે ના રહેવા દે એવું કયું પર? એમના
કોઈ.
દેહના પરથી એવું બીજું કોઈ પણ પર એવું કયું હોઈ શકે કે એમને એ સ્વભાવ પ્રમાણે ના રહેવા દઈ શકે? ત્યારે શું આ ચેલેન્જ છે?
ના, ચેલેન્જ નથી. આ હકીકત છે.
સ્થિતિ છે, દશા છે.
સ્થિતિ છે, દશા, અનુભવ દશા.
ઓહો, વધારે વધારે રાઈટ. આ જો આ બધું જય સચિદાનંદ. જય સચિદાનંદ. Ananthan, you should have let one leg for her. Why?
She can put like
Is it? Oh, both.
part of him.
All right.
Part of him.
I'm part and parcel. We are one.
તો બહુ સરસ. હા, એટલે
તો સંસ્કાર છે. સંસ્કાર છે આ તો, સંસ્કાર.
ચાર ડોક્ટર ભાઈ
બહુ ના ના, ચાર ડૉક્ટર બધા એટલા બહુ. આ તો હાઈ. We had told Ananthan that we want to meet you, and today ચાલો આ પ્રસાદ કરી લાવો આપણે, અને આ તુલસી પત્ર એક લઈ લઈએ આપણે, સારામાં સારું નહીં? બધાને આપજો અંદર ટુકડા કરી, અને કોકને આપીએ પ્રસાદ. કહ્યું ભાઈ તમે રહો, તમે નહીં, આપણી બેઠી જ પેલી પાછળ, તમે બે આવો, તમે બે આવો.
દાદા હું કરું એને, આજે એના ઘરે તો એને કરવા, મારે જ અહીંયા જ કરાવી દે તો બેસી જાઉં.
તમે બે વાતો થાય આપણે. હા ચાલો, એને તમે કરી રવા દેવા. આ તુલસીને તો આખું કેન્સર મટાડવાની શક્તિ. હા, આ તુલસીને
એન્ટી જર્મેટિક લીધી અને
કેન્સર બધું આખું એટલું બધું એનું
આયુર્વેદમાં
તર્ક છે એવો.
આ ધરતી ઉપર તુલસી એ વનસ્પતિ નથી, એ એક ડિવાઇન ઔષધિ છે.
બહુ
એટલું બધું મહત્વ લીધું હતું.
બહુ મોટું. તુલસી ઇઝ વેરી.
એવું ગાયના માટે લીધું, એ એનિમલ નથી.
ગાય, તુલસી, આ બધું આપણા તો બધું.
અને ગંગા નદી, નદીઓમાં ગંગાનું પાણી, આ ત્રણ. અને આધ્યાત્મિક જગતમાં જ્ઞાની પુરુષ, અજોડ
આર્ય સંસ્કાર તો એટલે તત્વની. વી આર ટોકિંગ અબાઉટ ઇટર્નલ્સ.
6 eternal elements.
The Brahmand that is composed of perpetual elements. They are 6 in numbers. You follow? 6 in numbers. You're a doctor, no? Yeah? In which?
OBGYN.
Hmm?
OBGYN.
You are chemistry, no? So whole universe, Brahmand, is composed of 6 perpetuals, eternals. So also is Pinda. So also is Pinda. Pinda means live body forms. And particularly it relates to human forms. No other form. Not even God forms. No other form at all, except human forms. Pinda Shabda is used there. Though all body forms are Pinda, but because of this sanskara that we perform Vedic sanskara and all that. You say rituals and all that. It relates to body form, human body form only. Pinda. You follow? And that is how in Shastra, in our scriptures and traditions, Pinda is given most importance. Pinda. And therefore, Pinda Dan. There are so many meanings after that, so many things. So, the basic 6 eternals, perpetuals of which Brahmand is composed, Pinda is also composed of the same 6 perpetual elements. And therefore, the scriptural principle established as in the Aryan culture is that of whatever is Brahmand, of whatever composition is Brahmand, so also is Pinda. And of whatever composition is Pinda, so also is Brahmanda. You follow? Brahmande, so Pinde. Pinde, so Brahmande. And this relates to human body only. Pinda. Terminology. You see? And why? Because in India, our Aryan culture, that is Sanatan, that is in pursuit of the perpetual peace and bliss that is there from times immemorial and times past, goes on and on and on. You see? But subject to changes of the eons and ages. And according to that, practices go on changing. But the pursuit is the same. Pursuit is the same. Pursuit cannot differ. You see? Darshans may differ, but not the pursuit. Darshans may differ. You see? Because darshans are the systems evolved in various pinned forms at various stages. You see? Darshans are the evolution of the vision that is in pursuit of the perpetual in various pindas at various levels of development. Amongst the householders as well as amongst the renouncers, both. Not that householders are lower than renouncers. There is no differentiation. But as human society arrangement, there has to be certain definite arrangement for every member of the society and community. Yes. So these two differ the way they live and the pursuit they have there, right? And therefore the arrangement. That these are householders and these are renouncers. And that is how amongst everybody we have to respect renouncers, saints and all that. You see, that is there. And if we respect saints and renouncers, we can respect elders in the family. Otherwise, how can one respect? Arya sanskar or Arya culture. So, Pind is composed of the same eternals of which Brahmand is composed. And they are 6 in number. Out of 6, 5 are existential. You follow? 5 are existential. And amongst those 5, and 6th is existential but with respect to the 5. Do you understand? Not otherwise. It's a relational aspect with the 5 of the 6th that is there, due to which the elemental aspect of that 6th element is there. You see? You see? Therefore, amongst all world, time understanding is differing at various levels of thoughts. Various levels. And even thinkers and scientists, when they think and come to think of the time, they say there is nothing like absolute time. So, you see, because it is related. So, out of 6, time is basic perpetual element in a state, different state, that will come to later. But we understand 5 first, which are existential. Out of 5, 1 is with form as the basic trait, and other 4 are formless. 1 is with the form as the basic trait, and 4 are formless. The one with the form as the basic trait is called matter. See? In its any mental form, it is called Parmanu. In the modern technology and scientific terminology form, it is called atoms and electrons and photons and whatnot. What to the extent to which they have gone, which is quite gross when compared to Parmanu. Parmanu means that ultimate state of the matter beyond which it is not subject to further division into any small entity. That's all, ultimate entity. And that is the subject of the absolute vision. Understand? Not only absolute vision, but it is the subject of the initiated absolute vision. Do you follow? Initiated. Begin. Initiated. You follow? No initiate. Unless it gets initiated, how can there be the ultimate? Initiated absolute vision. You see? And pursued, seen, known, ultimately in absoluteness as Parmanu. That's why at the ordinary human level, it's beyond reach. You follow? Though in our Aryan culture, pursuit is there, it is beyond reach. Pursuit is to find out the mystery between the body and the soul, the perishable and the perpetual element, right? Atman, Brahma and all that. Everybody's experience is there, trying to find out and get freedom from the temporariness and temporary aspects. You see, that is there. So, matter is with the form as the trait, but in the ultimate form is there. And other are formless. What are they?
Earth, fire, water.
And let us see, she is there. You are not to be so hasty. How calmly she listens. So that is given to ladies only, not we people. Right? It's naturality. It's naturality. One cannot take taste in it, no. It's naturality. That is our culture. Aryan culture is like that. Aryan culture. And that is how our samskara, various samskaras in various forms are cultured way, everything. Our birth, very birth, and samskara, upnayan samskara, then marriage samskara. You see, all these things.
Right.
And even at the end also, antim samskara. So many things. Samskara. It's a cultured. So, all the rest balance four are formless. They are number one, Brahman, Atman. Right? Formless. And yet existential. And that too perpetually. But subject to migratory travel. Endless. The freeway or with all these things on migratory. In a unrealized state. So the pursuit is to realize that state. You see, pursuit is there. So number one is Atman. Two, basically is matter. Because the close relation of the Atman, that is Brahman, is with the matter for all over the world, for everybody. And the whole mystery lies here. Body and soul. You see? But matter is not alone. Because only matter alone, in the state of the matter, in elemental form, is Parmanu with its original traits. What are those traits? Number one is form. Second is taste. Taste means ras. I cannot say taste, but the quality that is subject to taste, what I mean to say. Original trait of the matter that is subject to taste, that traits are there. Which are they? There are 6 tastes. Bitter. કડવાને શું કે? Bitter. Pungent. Tura means tuldar, aula, and harda, all that. Then sour, salty, and sweet. These are the basic 6 traits of the original perpetual matter, original traits, which are traits which are subject to taste. Taste. You see? Taste. And all that mechanism is in so much part of the tongue. 1 inch or so much, not much, at different levels. So wonderful mechanism. Wonderful. Whole life long it goes on and on. What machine? Sometimes it gets. So that has the basic traits of the matter. But matter cannot exist by like this. For existence of the matter, there has to be an element which allows that existence to be as matter. And which is also formless. Though this is with form, but forms have to be got accommodated. Otherwise, how can there be with form? This glass has form of this glass formed in this way, but how can this exist, this as a glass, unless it gets accommodated as a glass in the space? Therefore, the third element, formless element, is this space. Occupational. It has got infinite capability of providing accommodation, within accommodation to the minutest form that requires accommodation. That is Parmanu. You see? Space. And yet, space is space after all. Space does not become matter. That is how it is element. It is one. It is one. You see? But in scriptural language, it is understood in the theory of relativity in two ways, and in scriptural studies in various ways, little more. Scriptural studies to reach to this ultimate. To reach to this ultimate. What are those two from the theory of relativity point of view? That one is Lok Akash and other is Alok Akash. Two are not different. Space is one, but in that one whole infinite space as an elemental entity, existing entity, with infinite capability of providing accommodation for all forms, formless form as well as form. Form is only matter, rest are formless, out of which Atman is there. Atman is there, and that too individualistically independent and separate, individualistically. It is not one that part gets merged into it. No. Everything separate, individual. You see? It's wonderful. So, space, universal occupied space, and the rest, Alok. Universal is Lok, and other is Alok. Brahman, universal is Brahman. So, that part of the whole space element as one, which is occupied by the Brahmand, which is in the shape of a standing human being like this. Whole, right from leg to here, like this. You follow? Oh, sorry. So, Brahmand, you follow? क्या आपका नाम? उमा बेन. Very good name. So, you follow?
Good.
This has come out of the absolute exposition from the live absolutes. And that is how this Brahman is understood. And how, what type, what shape, what is Brahman, like that. So it is in the standing human form, with thing like that, all that of Brahman. And whole space occupied by Brahman amongst the whole space, that is Lok Akash, and the balance is Alok Akash. But yet space element is one, and same element also is body. The body also needs occupation.
Yes.
Occupational
Yes.
state. Soul also requires. Because existing as independent element altogether, yet never interfering with each other, any of them. Right? So, Jai Satchidanand, Bharatji and Mukulji.
કાઠું મજબૂત છે.
Brahman. Satchidanand. કેવી દોસ્તી પેલા જૈન જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ. So, number 1 is Brahman, number 2 is matter, number 3 is a space. Space is formless. Brahman is formless. Number 4, element also is one element, but the spread of it is Brahmand only, whole Brahmand space.
Yes.
In the whole Brahmand space, as an elemental entity, one is motion. Motion. It is called Dharmastikai. Dharma Astikai. Astikai means existential state. That is how we said that 5 are astikaya, existential state with definiteness, and 6 time is the other way, theory of relativity wise, subject to these 5 elements. Follow? So motion is there, and it is one. Whole Brahmand, all and in every all forms, all through is one. And because of this basic elemental state, existential state, the motion, whatever is seen, because unless we see a thing moving, we will not call it to be in motion. We won't call this as a stationary object as in motion, and yet it is in motion, every molecule of it. Every molecule of it. You follow? And that science has proved. But in proving that, the intent was not there for the result the way it is today. Yet, the pursuit was there to reach to the mystery of the matter. But the result today faced by the world is fear. They try to reach that. You see? And that motion, the present day science tried to understanding it, was understood with respect to the matter as related to time. Motion nobody knows, but yet it is interrelated. But they cannot reach it. They also say C square, okay. No, we can reach it. So, 4th element is motion, wonderful, and is one, universe and everything. If that motion element were not there, what will be the condition of the universe? Just imagine. What would have been this body? A body could have been alive. What could have happened within the body after we have taken the food, put in the mouth, and when it goes into belly? What would happen to that stone like that? Nothing. It's constant motion. Jalaban, are you listening? You are too far away.
I'm listening very,
You are near?
very carefully and very close.
Very close. You follow? So 4th is motion. Wonderful. One element. Same pervading all through. Everywhere. And one element. And because of that element, that is the instrumental element for everything to be in motion. By itself, it is not making everything to move. No. It is an elemental state that is responsible for everything to be in motion. The way water is the instrumental state for a fish to swim. Water cannot claim that I make you swim. No. Just as catalyst cannot claim that I make this reaction happen. No. Catalyst cannot claim. Catalyst? Catalytic agent? No. So it is like that. And same thing is for inertia element. Motion and inertia both are like that. Inertia also is a responsible elemental, basic elemental perpetual state which is responsible for every particle, every universal state to be stationary. Motion, station, motion, continuous. You see? So, and the motion is responsible for everything to be in motion, and after the motion where it requires to get positioned, for that positioning, inertia has to be there. Positioning. I say, what is the question? They are just in the universe, not beyond, only Brahman.
Yes. બરાબર.
That is why Brahmande so Pinde and Pinde so Brahmande. Now, Imaben, you follow? That is how. And therefore, our pursuit in India as Aryan culture with Sanatan pursuit of the Sanatan, that is perpetual, not subject to transitory aspects, but perpetualness of the internal peace and bliss. You see, there is their pursuit, that they try to reach that state from exterior existential states to inside. And for the world outside, which is on the exterior, they try to understand the core and mystery remaining on outside. Do you follow? But this Aryan culture is this, they are going towards the center. And these Western philosophies, they try to reach the શું કહેવાય પેલું original blast? નહીં, Big Bang. Various theories, so many theories, which I showed to our Aptaputra Bal Brahmachari Deepak Mistri, saint. Yes, respected and electrical engineer, powerful, of Larsen Toubro. And finding interest in this now, leaving everything aside. So, fifth is inertia. So, 5 elements are formless. Brahman, matter only is with form, and 4 are formless. But all the 5 are existential. That means with definiteness. Though it is subject to expansion and contraction, compression, flexibility, everything, yet the existential state of the element at elemental weight is always there. Astikai it is called. Astikai. Kai shabda is used for this like this. It is understood. Astikai. Asti means to exist. Kai means in a definite form, definite way. So, you see? So, the silver in this, as in silver element, can get formed into various shapes. You see, same 1 tola of silver, in within 1 tola what can be formed? It goes on, it differs. But that 1 tola, see, is the same, existential.
Yes.
Like Brahman, all these elements. So, 4 are formless, 1 is with form, and all the 5 are astikai. And time is not astikai. It is a measure unit only with respect to the existence of the soul with the body in the migratory state, along with the 3 elements, along with 2 more elements, the motion and inertia. You see, and time is there. It has always to be there. It has always to be there. That is how, in our language, past, present, and future. Right? That is the language. But time in its absoluteness is never subject to past or future. And that is how time as an element and entity has to be understood. Do you understand? That is how these scientists, present-day scientists, tried to explain the time as in linear motion. Suresh bhai, ask.
Dada, motion, what is the good example for motion to be formed
Instrumental.
with the form? Can we explain?
A good example I gave you, that body of water and a fish swimming in the water. Do you understand?
Yeah, but then motion also requires...
No, look here.
Okay.
Water is water, right? Fish is swimming, fish is in motion, right? So, for fish to be in motion swimming wise, what is instrumental?
Water.
Sure?
Right.
does water directly take part in the swimming of the fish? Directly? No. Sure? Nor can fish say independently of the water that I am swimming. Independent of the water. No, right? That is how it is.
But then motion requires matters.
Motion, you cannot call that motion requires. No, motion can never require. It is the element. Vitrag. Anything that is vitrag never requires anything. Vitrag is vitrag after all. Water is vitrag to fish.
So is there a motion in the Siddhalok?
No. That is why we said motion element is only in Brahman. Wherever existential state of the Brahman, there. Motion and inertia both. Do you
So
follow?
out of the 6 elements,
Yes.
3 are not in Siddhalok, right? Matter,
No.
motion and-
In the Siddhalok, 4 are not there. Only 2 are there. Atman, Brahman in the Siddha state and the space.
and no time also?
Nothing. That is how time is theory of relativity wise. Do you follow now?
Now I understand.
Okay. તો ક્યાં સુધી આવ્યું તો આપણે 6 elements you follow? That is how Pinde so Brahmande, Brahmande so Pinde. That is how our Aryan culture is, our Sanatan pursuit for the perpetual bliss and bliss state that is within, that search is there. So our search is from outside to inside. You follow? But unfortunately in these days, the projection is not the way it should be because of the time factor. Because in the present times, intellectual shin means SHIN is their word? Gloss, outer. Right? SHIN or SHEEN? EEN. Shin. Intellectual shin. That is all pervading. And that is trying to project the Sanatan state. And that is how it cannot be reached. It's difficult. And it is mocked at. In so beliefs, so diverse way. You understand? Though the pursuit is united. That is how in India we say there is unity in diversity. But pursuit is united in the sense that everybody tries to reach a state that is free from migratory state. Right? And that is the pursuit of everybody. That everybody experiences, even a Adivasi also, whatever were sown is getting ripped out in this life, and whatever will be sown now will be ripped future life. So there is the migratory aspect belief amongst everybody in India, even Adivasi also at their level they believe. You see, every nook and corner, that particular land aspect of the whole world is such land aspect. You see, the way in a city the blocks of the city of various blocks are subject to living by various types of communities, right? In the blocks where mansions are there, ordinary houses cannot be there. And where ghettos are there, mansions cannot be there. Is it not so? How it is? So, that is our culture. 6 perpetuals, women. You follow? Wonderful this. Now, any question in this further?
Dada, some scientists believe that the universe is in a same human form, but in a horizontal, not a vertical.
It is time-wise. Because they cannot follow, they cannot understand the time. So they try to understand. They want to understand particularly matter, and in that conscious part, through conscious part, they try to reach the mystery. But They are on the exterior and material study, that's all. And material study as related to time, that is how they are following. Do you understand? And that is for them, it is one part of the philosophy, expanse. One part. So many there are. We gave to Deepak Bhai, I don't know whether he has got that here. Where is the center of the world? Give me. If you will read it, wonderful it is. When about 3 years back, when we are coming from Montreal to New York, Air Canada magazine, just I got and seen, and that article came out. It was religious philosophy article. So one section is devoted there. And world was on, where is the center of the world? And I got in, what is this? Center of the world, they are searching. So this is that thing. I saw this and I saw, where is the center of the world? I said, oh, they are writing. Then I hear, it all depends on where you stand. I said, it is very interesting. Let me read it. Very interesting. So just I went through the whole article. I saw the Deepak Bhai. He liked it so much that he took out these pages from that and preserved this. I'm inside. Have you seen this? એક વાર વાંચ્યું હતું આપણે નહીં જોજો હા થાતી 3-4 વર્ષ પહેલા આવતા હતા ને ત્યારે લુક હિયર શેલ વી ગો થ્રુ જરાક લાઇટ આપણે લાગશે ઇટ ઇઝ લાઇટ બટ સીધી તમે કહો છો ને આપણે જયંતભાઈ અહીંયા પરસ્યુટ શું છે જોવા જેવો છે એટલે ઇટ ઇઝ આર્ટિકલ નેમ ઇઝ વ્યૂ પોઈન્ટ્સ વેરિયસ વ્યૂ પોઈન્ટ્સ સો ફિલોસોફિકલ વ્યૂ પોઈન્ટ્સ ઇન ધીસ આર્ટિકલ this editor tried to gather and ask from various levels of philosophical viewpoints that what is your viewpoint about the center of the world, like that. Where is the center of the world? It all depends on where you stand. So, and now the various viewpoints are coming. Number 1, there is more than one center to our universe. There is more than one center to our universe. This is number 1. See, look here, Jayanbhai, sambarjo. For an astronomer, the center of the world should be at the very place where the Big Bang happened. Jayanbhai, follow? For an astronomer, the center of the world should be at the very place where the Big Bang happened. But it seems as though the Big Bang happened everywhere at once. According to Einstein's theories, this phenomenon was not an explosion, but a gradual expansion of the space between the galaxies. Einstein's theory. Expansion. As an analogy, take a loaf of raisin bread whose dough rises as it cooks. Dough is there, raisins are put, and it is put there for cooking, and it rises, dough rises, expands. Each raisin represents a galaxy. Since all the raisins are moving away from each other, each one is the center of the expansion. Now imagine the bread, that is the universe. Oh, so many have come, so you have to take care. Now imagine the bread, that is the universe, is infinite in all directions. Where is the center of infinity? Everywhere and nowhere. Everyone can consider themselves motionless in the very center of the expanding universe. Muhammadan belief that is given here is voyage to the center of the earth. There is this point. See? No, it is not Mohammedan, it is another French philosopher. 19th century French author Jules Verne, beyond the present day science, just a paper. Imagine, આ લાઈટ ચાલે એવી છે તો કરજો ને ત્યારે. ના બસ ફાઇન, બહુ વેરી ગુડ. 19th century French author Jules Verne imagined that the center of the earth was populated by prehistoric monsters who lived in the giant subterranean Liebenbrock Sea. Actually, no one knows exactly what is at the center of the earth. True? No one knows exactly what is at the center of the earth. The deepest hole ever drilled by the Russians in 1995 was 15,000 meters. But according to the latest scientific research, the center of the earth is 6440 kilometers below the surface. It is probably made of solid rock, most likely iron. There is no oxygen, no water and no light. Yet it is possible that some form of life exists. Bacteria have been discovered several kilometers underground. Man has always told tales of mysterious creatures living beneath the surface of the earth in a shadowy place with long dark tunnels. Hey, who knows? That is the end. That is second view. Now third viewpoint is, of course, the earth is round, but it revolves around the sun. It is not the center of the universe. The world is not the center of the universe. Of course, the earth is round and it revolves around the sun. It is not the center of the universe. These words were spoken by Galileo, who was found guilty of heresy and imprisoned by the Roman Catholic Church in 1633 for supporting Copernicus' theory about the earth. 350 years later, on October 31st, 1992, Pope John Paul II acknowledged that the church had made a mistake and recognized the scientific validity of Galileo's belief after all these years. After a special Vatican commission mediated on the subject for 13 years, the church concluded that the earth is not the center of a universe created by God. This is church belief. Church belief. Next, the meaning of life. Next viewpoint. Where is the center of world? It is not a question for astrophysicists and geographers. It is above all a philosophical one. To be able to find the center of our world, to be able to find the center of our world, we must first find ourselves. The center thus becomes that which is most important to us. What defines us and how we define ourselves. Whether navel gazing or daydreaming, each of us has our own definition of the world and by extension its center. Okay. પછી નેક્સ્ટ વ્યૂ પોઈન્ટ. આ બધું આપ્યું છે કે આ લાઈફ આપ્યું એટલે એમ્બ્રિયો આપ્યો છે બધો અને ઓલ ધીસ થિંગ વેરિયસ. બહુ મજાનું હતું આર્ટિકલ. ગુડ. પછી નેક્સ્ટ ઇઝ મોહમ્મદન બિલીફ કમિંગ નાઉ. ધ રિટર્ન ટુ ધી હાર્ટ ઓફ ઓલ ધી થિંગ્સ. દેટ ઇઝ મોર. Every Muslim is supposed to go on a pilgrimage to Mecca, the Hajj, at least once in his lifetime. Each year, nearly 2 million pilgrims walk 7 times around the Kaaba, Allah's sacred house. in the center of the great mosque. Whole mosque, right in the center, that Kaaba stone is there, and which is considered to the house of Allah. House of Allah. The pilgrimage expresses the soul's movement toward the inner Kaaba. The pilgrimage expresses the soul's movement toward the inner Kaaba and symbolizes the return to the heart of all things. When the 7 times they go, Allah. It says, believe all this. So this is next. Then after that, this is Kaaba stone, and that is how it is. Next one is, now we are coming to Jerusalem. All the three are there. Jerusalem is a sacred city for the people of Jewish, Christian and Muslim faiths. According to the Bible, God created the world on the foundation stone in Jerusalem. Andre Chouraki, former deputy mayor of Jerusalem and author of Jerusalem Revisited, writes, in spite of the divisions and the tragedies that mark its history, and perhaps even because of them, Jerusalem is one of the wellsprings of the emerging planetary unity. It may in fact be the place where unity is born. And today it is very much propagated all around among the less. Very much propagated now today. So this is that belief. And after that comes the Australian theory, kangaroo theory. The North Pole is the center of the world. Because the earth is flat. Because the earth is flat. Members of the Flat Earth Society are convinced that a group of international conspirators are perpetuating the myth that the earth is round and revolves around the sun. They also believe that space travel is simulated by the folks in Hollywood to make us believe the myth. Australians don't walk upside down. Now that is the scientific proof. It sure is. A kangaroo, they have said. Now comes another. You for me. I mean, these two people in Canada. Two halves make a whole, and love is at the center. Quebeciers Jacques and Gnani Morin, 76 and 75 years old respectively, share more than the same initials. Both start with J, but they share more than their initials. Born in the same Montreal neighborhood, they met as teenagers, married in their 20s, and have been together ever since. She was a model, he an accountant with Imperial Tobacco. Together, they had 6 children. Jacques and Gnani have been the center of each other's worlds for the last 54 years. That's the true part. They also given that. Now Miss Universe. The center of attention. For the next year, all eyes will be upon her. Miss Universe 1998. Wendy Fizz is a 25-year-old law student from Trinidad and Tobago. Her goal is to impress upon women that their struggle should not be for superiority over men, but for equality to fulfill our God-given task of bringing up children, the future of the human race together. When asked, what is the center of your world? She answers, my faith in God. And last is French genus, a genus perspective. Salvador Dali considered himself to be the most magnificent artist, France in the world. Salvador, is that right? Yes. Well, he was definitely the most egocentric artist around. According to Dali, the train station in Perpignan, a small French city near the Spanish border, was the center of the known universe. For him. So, એટલે મેં કામ ન કરી દે. તમે આ બધું આવી ગયું ને?
The back.
Oh yes, yes. Oh, last one, right? Huh? Yeah, last one is there. Look here, a spider and spider's web. Yes, the spider and her web. With her 8 eyes, the spider is the undisputed queen of her web, which can reach lengths as great as 30 meters and withstand temperatures as low as minus 60 degrees centigrade without breaking. Without breaking. For her prey, the center of the spider's world is the end of theirs. લો તમારું હારા. He has preserved. ચાલો થોડો નાસ્તો કરીને આપણે પ્રસાદ દઈએ. બધાને આપો પ્રસાદ. પછી જેમને જે પૂછવું હોય પૂછો. પ્રણવ. Anantan? Developed. Senior Lalita ક્યાં છે? Lalita. Senior, you are senior?
Senior.
No, he's senior.
He's senior.
Age-wise.
Age-wise. You are senior? Uma?
Position-wise, she's senior.
કેવા સંસ્કાર છે બન સાહેબ? સંસ્કાર કહેવાય.
Hobby.
Jalaben's introduction you give? Jala Mehta's?
She has met them in Columbus.
अच्छा. Yes, it's okay. બોલો ચાલો.
પ્રત્યક્ષ દાદા ભગવાનની સાક્ષી.
બહુ બધું અદભુત છે. Now you two greats come here.
Yeah.
You all the three come on, Rani, come. Sit. भैया आई गया तुम. You come. With whom?
All adults in the back. So,
Three? Only three?
California.
Only three? No elders with you? Great elders આ તો મોટા. Great elders. અરે વસંતભાઈ આ તો કે એકલા આયા અમે બધા. મોટા થઈ ગયા જયંતભાઈ. મોટા એલ્ડર થઈ ગયા. Good. You could follow somewhat. It was too difficult.
I got some.
Somewhat. You little. Okay. We will give you 2-3 small things and which will make you understand much better, easily, very easily. Right? પછી એમને દીપકભાઈ આપણી સાધનો સત્સાધન ઇંગ્લિશના આપજો. હા બધાને આપજો એને ખાસ. Do you want to ask anything? You're studying in?
No, not really. Well, school hasn't started yet.
School hasn't started yet.
School નહીં છે?
Not started.
એટલે?
Vacations.
No, એમ નહીં પણ grade.
What grade are you going to be in?
Ninth. You, baby? 8th? Together. What do you think you will have as your career? Study wise.
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't know? Okay, all right. No, at the moment, don't know. Okay, fine. At some time, some thought never occurred. Some thought that I will be like this. Like father, I will study chemistry, or like mother, medicine. Nothing like that. At some time, nothing.
Maybe medicine.
Maybe in medicine.
Yeah.
So some faint is there.
Yes.
Maybe, okay. And you? Same. That is why we always say, children always take the side of mother. Always. શું છે સચ્ચિદાનંદ પાર્થ અને આપણો પેલો કઈ ગયો શું છે ઓલ રાઈટ ફાઇન તું આવ્યો છે ને અમર અને આપણો સૂરજ પાર્થ અમર એન્ડ સૂરજ શું મજાના નામ છે બધાના પૂછો કંઈક ઉમાબેન યુ વોન્ટ ટુ આસ્ક એનીથિંગ ગો હેડ એનીથિંગ it is not our claim that we know everything but the grace of Dada and on us as well as on so tens of thousands but it has got stabilized within us and because of that stabilization of that elemental perpetual state you see everything easily gets known and seen within our state. You understand? So nothing comes out of our intellectual, no, it just comes straight. So it gets reflected, whatever questions and what they go inside and they get seen. And then coming out. It's a medium. Medium has to be there. Without medium nothing can happen. Can activity ever can happen without a medium? Sure. This whole world knows Anantan. Where is Anantan? Can any activity can ever happen without a medium? Sure.
I think so.
For that, is there to be a scientific pursuit or intellectual pursuit, academic pursuit? Nowhere. Universities need not teach this. Universities by themselves they won't function. Professor will not be there. What you will do? You understand? Rani, what he says?
He said, remember at your graduation, the theology department.
All right. Today Anantan, today youth Shibir will be there and our Pranav will be conducting with Suresh Patel.
We are starting right now.
Yeah, right.
This is it. They all want to be here.
It will be nice thing.
They said there will be no question from them.
It will be.
They will be observers.
Listeners. Are
We will be in the
Listeners.
balcony, so all the senior citizens.
So you have got a wonderful chance to be small today. Elders have a wonderful chance to be small.
They are just going to be observers.
Observers.
Knowers and
Observe and comparing with our time at your age.
Vasan Bhai was
How
saying
we were there.
Right.
when they want to, reflect back on their youth days.
How we were there at that time. Right?
Present tense is present tense. It was, it is, and it will always be. And that is the ultimate truth. Do you follow?
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of. You grades. Okay. Parts, present tense. Did you listen? You listen, Suraj? You understood somewhat? Kind of. Present tense is the tense that was, is, and will always be, and this is the perpetual truth, all-time truth. Now you understand?
Yeah.
Do you believe so?
Oh, it's just saying like that present tense is just like something it's just gonna
Perpetual.
Yeah. It's like
All the time. Do you understand?
Yeah. 'Cause you're living.
You believe so?
Yeah, I believe so.
I believe so. You understand?
Yes.
Do you believe so?
Yes.
Firmly or loosely?
Yes. Firmly.
Suraj, you? You believe so? Firmly? You also firmly?
By relative viewpoint,
What? Huh?
Parth will always live in present.
Huh?
Parth
But
will-
by relative viewpoint, Parth will always live in present tense.
Hare, that is firmly. Firmly. All times.
and pure soul will live like forever, just like future or either two.
All the time. Pure.
It's been their past,
So pure soul has no tense at all?
it's just forever. Like,
Without free of tense? જુઓ તમે કહો સત્સંગ કરવા જેવા છોકરા છે ને સાચું કહો તમને ફાયદો થાય ને એમને પણ થાય એટલે અમે કહીએ કે શાને માટે આ માઇન્ડ આપણું લાઈફ નકામી શાની જાય મી કમ વોટ ટોક આપણે આવડે જ એવું બોલવાનું નથી ગો એટ ઇફ વી ગો ઓન grinding the grain, if it is coarse grinded, we can have that mill. Little finer, that mill. If very fine shira, what is wrong in it? After all, everything gets cooked. Where to get? Why we are afraid? I don't know this and I don't know that. Go on. And that is how the knowledge gets developed. You see, knowledge gets developed. શું નામ કહ્યું? પાવન મીના. Pavan and Meena, knowledge gets developed only in question answer sessions always. Question answer means we specifically do not sit together just to have such a session, but it occurs all the time, always. You ask to understand, you get replies, and that is how it's a mutual process always. Do you understand? There is always like that. You understand? You? Suraj, you understand? Sure? Knowledge gets developed by question answer in dialogues. You see? This is for the very high thinkers and even from small children to high, everywhere. Same story. Everywhere. According to this. But question answer session differs according to age and development and all that, belief and all that. Do you follow? So, what is the difference between grown up men and young boys? What do you think the difference is?
The older people probably have more knowledge because they've been around longer.
And the younger boys, children?
They don't have as much experience.
Definitely. Same thing to you? Same thing all of you? You? Right. Would you like to know the real difference? Sure? Umaben, you also? Real difference. The difference between the men and the boys is in the price of their toys. Pawan, you don't know, understand?
Yeah, I got it.
I got it. You follow? Is it not so? Pawan, let's tell. Huh?
I guess.
I guess, right? Because Atman is there. Atman is there, Brahman is there. The Brahman is there in everybody. Same Brahman. There is no difference in Brahman in a children and grown-ups. No. Brahman is the same. You see? But because of the growth aspect of the belief, that Brahman understanding states differ. Right? Growth aspect of the belief. What did I say, Umaben? So, growth and development is based on belief. Repeat, Pawan.
Growth and development is based on belief.
You, Meena.
Growth and development is based on belief.
Gnani, you.
Growth and development is based on belief.
Do you agree to that? You?
Yeah.
Is it agreeable?
Yeah.
Sure? I don't think it is subject to any audit. But when we talk this, it is not our own, but this is the greatest invention that Dada Bhagwan has given to the world. greatest invention of Dada Bhagwan that got revealed naturally to the world and what we can easily understand today. It does not require any scriptural, technological, high-sounding words. No. No. Because understanding is based on belief, and the belief has gone to get developed. Do you follow? So when we told you that present tense is a perpetual truth, perpetual truth is a singular truth. Is it not so? When we say perpetual, it has to be singular. There cannot be any analogy to that. You understand? Perpetual truth. Present tense. Now, why we say present tense is the perpetual truth? Does it relate to the Brahman or to the body? Tell me. No, it's too heavy question. Too heavy a question. We need to ask Papa and Mommy. Umma, does it relate to body or the Brahman?
The perpetuality?
No, a perpetual tense.
Perpetual.
Present tense. There is a present tense.
Like he said,
Huh.
the Brahman is perpetual. You are,
He said. Yes.
You are assuming the body for a while.
Exactly. What you said?
I said to relatively point like you're going to live.
In present.
Yeah, present tense.
Right. And
But his soul just has no tense.
no tenses. And same you said. Oh, wonderful. See the belief state now. Follow? What is your age?
15.
15. Umaben. Pawan, you follow? But he is realized. He is realized. He has realized his Brahman state at this tender age, which actually not happened, but it happened. Right? You for sure and for all times, you know that you as pure soul is totally separate, dissociated state from your body as Partha. Sure? Then whose name was Partha? Do you know that?
This body's name is
Your body's name or some other also had that name? Arjun. Really? You know that? Since how long you know that?
ever since I saw that movie.
Since I saw that movie. Right? Good, right. And did he got puzzled?
It's just a name though, so I didn't get really puzzled.
Not much, you don't know much. Umaben, you know very well that Arjun got puzzled. Pawan, do you know? Arjun? Arjun, you know?
Yeah.
You, Meena? You must be knowing. So, he was on the war front? He was? You don't know that?
Yeah.
You know that chariot with Lord Krishna and all that? You have not seen that photo every house? Huh? Bhagavad Gita. Do you know what Bhagavad Gita means? The book that is, or some other thing? Yeah? શું કે
લાવ ગીતા લાવ કે
ના 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 તો વાતો ચાલે છે સાંભળ would you like to know what Gita is, Umaben? Bhagavad Gita, as we normally know, is the Gita that is printed book, and the Upadesh given by Lord Krishna during the Mahabharata war to Arjun at his point of dilemma situation right on the war front just before the start of the war, which was very crucial moment, very crucial moment where where time whiling away cannot be afforded. Very, very crucial. Just as in a 3-hour examination hall, we are just examination has started and question papers are distributed and the clock is ticking away. It is like that. It is more crucial than that. There is nothing. It is much more crucial than that. Just about to stop. Because both are at each other's throat. But Arjun was not like that. And therefore he got perplexed. He was not at anybody's throat. But his cousin brother was. And he wanted to see everybody annihilated so that nobody remains no rival. He wanted to have singular victory. Can victory ever be a singular victory? Tell me, Pawan.
I don't know.
You don't know? You mean you Partha?
No,
Do you understand the question?
it can't.
You don't understand. Then why don't you ask? Then I don't know. Who said?
It can't be singular.
It can't be. Okay. You understood the question?
No, not really.
Or can there ever be any victory as a singular victory?
I still don't understand.
No, okay, fine. You say it can't be as a singular victory.
Yeah.
That was your answer? Or still it is that answer now?
Yeah.
Sure? Or you like to change it? No, this is not like examination like hall. We allow you anytime, anything you can change.
I'm not positive, but I think so.
You think so? Very good answer. I like that answer. Partha, about you?
I'm pretty sure it's like, you need more than one victory.
So come.
More than one.
And
More than singularly victory.
No. Can there be any victory as a singular victory?
I don't think so.
Singular victory, why should nothing like that. You, none of you. Umaben, you?
I would like you to clarify what singular victory means.
Sure? That is the question. I wanted you to ask that. I wanted you people. Nice. Now you can ask. What do you mean?
Well, I think like there can't be a singular victory because there's always going to be other battles.
Now the answer is coming because mother asked that. Something is coming out. That is right. Right. And mother wants to know as to what do you mean by this statement. Would you like to know that?
Sure.
You also? All of you? Sure? Because at this age of your life, it will be a wonderful understanding for you in the life. That is Mahabharata for everybody in everybody's life, where you will always be victorious if you understand the real meaning of this query. Do you understand? Real meaning. Well, when we told you that can there ever be any victory as a singular victory, when that relates to victory as it is. Do you understand now? Where there is no defeat at all, that is the singular victory. Do you understand? At any given point of time, anywhere, in any situation, any state, there can never be any defeat. That is called singular victory. Is it possible, Pawan?
I don't think so.
You don't think so. You, Veena?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Okay. Is it possible?
I still don't think so.
You, Amar? You don't think so. You also don't think so. You, Umaben?
When you conquer yourself
Mhm.
and all your senses, maybe you can call that as a victory.
There is some answer. You, Anand, Dr. Anand?
As we know.
Is it ever possible?
Yes.
Yes. A simple answer that you say yes. We ask question and we want to answer. That's all, yes or no. But your also answer is good, to an extent good answer. You understand that? If would you like to know the answer?
Please.
If one is ever won over, do you follow?
Yes.
At all times, in all situations, amongst all, he'll never get defeated. Do you understand? If one is won over, but unless you see,
Then there is no war.
huh?
Then there is no war.
That is exactly.
તો રિયલ અદ્વૈતવાદ આવી ગયો દાદા. અદ્વૈત દશા જઈ ગઈ.
See? So, in the life, this understanding, though it is a mercury to digest, yet understanding wise, if we try to assimilate it, initially, thinking wise, it will definitely develop in that state. Definitely. That in the life, you face all the situations, and in every situation, you will live the life all through in such a way that you will never try to be with anybody at any given point of time in any situation to be just to win over the others.
Conflict.
To win over. Do you understand? Conflict is yes. So, because that situation requires two parties to be face to face. You see? Do you understand? It may be an argument, it may be so many things, number of things, but for that two are there, always there. So, if this thinking and understanding will develop within you, you will immediately realize, well, here certain conflicting situation is coming and it is better not to get dashed against the wall. That is live. It is better not to get dashed against the wall which is live. It is better to get dashed against a wall which is material and brick, so that something can be repaired. But there, if you get dashed, it is very difficult. Even though there is no scar, yet the infliction can be very deep. Do you understand? There Dada Bhagwan comes. Dada Bhagwan comes. So avoid conflicts. What Dada Bhagwan says? No, by avoiding conflicts, it is not the physical activity. It is not a physical activity. It is the inner understanding and the thinking that gets developed and your belief getting more reinforced on that aspect that leads your life to be such a state. So that in any situation, even though you will be appearing like a humility and mild and all that, yet from inside of the heart in everybody, those who like to win over you will feel in their heart that not a succumbing one, does not succumb. Does not succumb. Then in the heart, outside he will feel I have won, but inside in the heart it will be there. This is a very subtle point that Dada Bhagwan has given to humanity of these days, and it is the easiest way to reach this state and our ultimate state of bliss and peace. Understand? Never come into conflict with live walls. Bhartiman, you follow? Live walls, you understand? What are they? Huh? Huh? Speak out loudly, everybody should listen.
Don't feel shy.
The living people?
Huh?
Yes.
Living people. Oh, right. And you found everywhere. Everywhere, all
If you
around.
bash your head against the wall, you just get bruised. But if you bash your head against another human being,
It's really very
the
risky.
thing is a lot deeper.
Do you understand? You found now understand? That is like that. Well, now, what is the getting time? Oh, a lot of time we have got.
Yeah.
Lot of time. Huh? I will take little rest and on this you please talk now. Huh? I will come after some time.
Kanubhai, this is not only for children. Please continue.
After 15 minutes. Dr. Ananthan, I am totally selfish, let me tell you. You follow? See? And victory, singular victory lies there. Singular victory.
Yes, yes.
I will come after some time. Amin sahib. In your own hands. And both of you. First Rani you put. Full name, huh? Complete name.
એક આમ મુખલું બાંધી અને અઠવા વિજ્ઞાન મોકલું
મોકલવાનું બહુ કામ લાગશે બહુ લોકોને
બસ એટલા પ્રશ્નો જેટલા બધા વિચારતા
એકચ્યુઅલી
ઉંમરના
વસંતભાઈ ધીસ ઇઝ ધી વે ઓફ કલ્યાણ અને એમોંગસ્ટ આ તો બધાનું થાય જ ઉપરાંત બીજા બધાને ઘણો લાભ થાય બહુ લાભ થાય
અને પેરેન્ટ્સ અભિનંદનીય છે કે આટલી આવી જાગૃતિ
દાદાએ એવું નથી કહ્યું કે મારી વાણીને તમે ચોંટી પડજો શું કહ્યું ઇટ ઇઝ બાઉન્ડ જે વાણી વિતરાગ વાણી છે એ તો બધાને કામ કરવાની જ છે પણ એમને ચોંટી પડવાનું નથી કહ્યું એ વાણી તમારામાં ડેવલપ થાય અને તમારા એક્સપિરિયન્સ એ વાણી રૂપે એકબીજા આવી તમે આગળ આવો એમ એના માટે છે એ તો
સ્વતંત્ર બનાવવા માટે
શું અને મહાવીર ભગવાનની આજ્ઞા આ જ છે એ મહાવીર ભગવાનની આજ્ઞા શબ્દથી નથી હોતી અને કોઈ પણ આજ્ઞા શબ્દથી નથી હોતી એની પાછળ બળ હોય છે
એટલે દાદાજી એક મિનિટ 1885માં દાદાજીની હયાતીમાં હું શુદ્ધાત્મા છું જે બહાર પડ્યું ને ભાદરણનું પ્રવચન એ આખું દાદાજીએ પછી એની પ્રભાવના કરીને બધા કોપીઓ વેચી એક પણ શબ્દ દાદાની પોતાના પણ દાદાનું દર્શન અને જ્ઞાન એ જે રીતે મૂકવામાં આવ્યું તો આખો અંક આખો અંક એ રીતે બહાર પડ્યો હતો સ્પેશિયલ અને દાદાએ પણ કહ્યું કે અમારો જે લક્ષાર્થ પકડવો જોઈએ વાણી કહેવાનો અને દાદા એવું કહ્યું છે કે ફ્રેશ વાણી શબ્દ વાપરે સાહેબ
ફ્રેશ ના એ બહુ સુંદર પણ અમે અમીન સાહેબ હું શુદ્ધાત્મા છું જોયું છે પણ પછી યોગાની યોગ અમે હમણાં ઈષ્ટન હતા ત્યારે તમારું નિર્વિશેષ પદમાં સંસ્થિત દાદા ભગવાન અક્રમ વિજ્ઞાની દાદા ભગવાન જ્યારે ત્યાં હતું જોયું મેં કહું અમીન સાહેબે કહ્યું છે આવીને મેં જોયું અંદર તો મેં કહું કે મેં ત્યાં બેઠા બેઠા તમને શાબાશી આપી મેં કહું જબરા હતો અમીન સાહેબ જબરા અમીન સાહેબ વન્ડરફુલ નિર્વિશેષ પદમાં સંસ્થિત અક્રમ વિજ્ઞાની દાદા ભગવાન એ કઈ સાલમાં હતું આઈ થિંક ઇટ ઇઝ ઇન 93 92માં 93માં હતું પણ પછી આવ્યું પંડિત સ્કૂલ અને પેલું 85માં હતું વસંતભાઈ પણ શું થાય સંન્યાસ લીધો હતો એટલે ભાઈ અમીન સાહેબે કે આઉટ ઓફ ધી સિટી બાઉન્ડ્સ મારે આઈ એમ નોટ ટુ ગો આઉટ ઇન માય લાઈફ ત્યાં પ્રોફેસર હતા ઉમાબેન હી પ્રોફેસર ઇન કેમ્બે ઇન ગુજરાત you see India's map like that, then Bombay and that like that, you see. So Cambe is that Gulf, inside Gulf going, and there at the Gulf point is Cambe. ત્યાં આગળ હતા and it is the center of
seat of learning, education, Vedant and Jainism also.
Everything. Cambe. Every street wherever people dig for foundations of the house, temples, remnants will be found. Statues, idols and so many. Wonderful. Ram, your question is great. If Gnani is an experience, then why do we take it? Why do we take it from you, and of what use is it? It's a wonderful question. This must be asked. Unless this is asked, one would never understand the importance of a Gnan. That is the function of grace, and that is getting received without receiving it.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Most important.
I think you will get the answer to your query. Somewhat. No?
Yeah.
Right? Gnan is not the function of give and take. Wherever there is give and take function, there whatever Gnan give and take functions will take place from a guru to a shishya, it will be called Vyavhar Gnan. Do you understand? It will be scriptural, passing on traditionally, scriptural knowledge. Their give and take functions are there. And their guru-shishya relations have to be there. Have to be there. There is no go back from that. Unless there is a guru, one's life will be astray. Totally gone. One must have somebody where one can be subordinate and learn the value of life and living as subservient living towards one and all. And that is learnt at the feet of Guru. But Guru word in these days is singularly used. Actually, it is used for Sadguru. Sadguru. You see? Sadguru. You see? But to have a Sadguru is a very rare occurrence. Only a Sat Purush can be a Sadguru. No one else. And when there is no existence of such a Sadguru, there are always Gurus. And there Guru-Shishya relations come, and they are in the relative field of their life and living where we are towards our progress to evolvement of our achieving Gnan. That is the ultimate end. It is there, it has to be there in the life and living. And here, householder, renouncer relationships, they come into play. But if one is desirous of getting total freedom, then that is possible only through a Sadguru. Because a Sadguru is one who is a Satpurush and who is beyond all give and take functions. That is Satpurush. And Guru is called Santa Purush. Santa Purush. Santa means pious. You see? In the sense that whose conscience is so clear, and to the extent it is clear, you see, and assimilable by others, Guru is very effective. You see, and his blessings are also effective, and everybody needs blessings in life. Everybody, right? So in relative life, Sant Purush, and if one wants to get liberation from all the miseries, woes and tensions of life, you see, there Satpurush comes into play. But they are very rare. And Gnani is beyond all. He is the center. He is the center. You see, he is the center, not only center, but a center with a realized state and knowledge of all the ramifications and modifications of all the relative life. All the relative life. There is no phase of relative life that is not experienced in the center state of a Gnani. That is what Gnani. That is ultimate. So there are three highest instruments. Sant Purush instrument is a pious instrument, and that is helpful to everybody in relative life for progressing further and further towards achievement of our experience, Gnana. You see, even Sant Purush also they are on that path, but they are on the advanced, so we follow them. And they are also in the process. And there, this is there. But the one who has realized his self, you see, which is Sat, that is perpetual, you see, he is a Sat Purush. He is Atma Gnani. Atma Gnani. And ultimate, final is the Gnani. Gnani in relative life. For experiencing and achieving the Gnan experience. Now, that achievement is not in the ordinary term of the sense of the word as achievement, no. But we have to use the word after all. After all, word has to be used. Because when we say, I have achieved this, it is a goal that one has, and the goal has been achieved, and therefore for everybody that word is used. In mother language it is called prapti. And whenever prapti shabda is used, then afterwards nothing remains for that particular end and goal to get to. Nothing remains. It is ultimate. That's prapti, achievement. So that is how. And that there give and take function is not there. It is a grace function, krupa. You see? So a Gnani is not the giver of Gnan that you receive. You see? But his body is instrument, and through the medium of that live instrument, his very experience is being graceful to you because of your punya of that type. Unless that punya is there, that experience cannot get attracted to it and to be achieved, to be blessed by that. No, it's impossible. It is an activity. But that activity is through a medium which is not in the function of giving Gnan. No. Body cannot give Gnan. No. You see? It is the state, experience state that comes out. But there has to be medium. Without medium, what can you do? So a body that is devoid of all egoism, Umaben, devoid of all egoism, ownership and possession, free of all ownership and possession, is the only medium, you see, through which one can get grace of the inner state. That's all. Do you understand now? It's a wonderful question. વસંતભાઈ જુઓ 15 વર્ષના છોકરાઓ ક્વેશ્ચન્સ કરે છે. નાઇસ, વન્ડરફુલ સો મચ. Ananthan, right? You, Meena, he has got this Gnan, and we are going to give you also. And you, Pavan, you too. Normally, below 17 years we do not give, but for you people we'll give exception. We'll keep exception. So, if Gnan is an experience, but after all, in this question, we have to understand what experience is. Experience is not something that can be achieved by effort. That can never be called an experience. Anything through the means of efforts can never be an experience. Can never be an experience is that which is finality. After that, nothing remains to be achieved. That is called experience. Oh, this is my life experience. But ultimately, he has to think that, oh, it was life experience, but now it has proved temporary. Experience, finality. Do you understand? So experience has to be word has to be in this sense. So an experienced state can make you experience your realization of your state that you are perpetually from the temporary body state.
Yes.
You understand? That makes you experience and realize. Without experience, you cannot realize that state.
Yes.
Do you understand now? So you experience, you taste, you know, definitely separate from all the body functions and all body qualities and traits. Distinctly separate your own real self with your own traits, particular traits, distinctly separate. And yet then living out the life, body and soul together. The way gold in an ornament is there and it always remains as gold without getting changed over to other metals like copper or silver, though they are together, all together, right? Otherwise, ornaments will not have any value. They won't have any value. That is trait. But for having gold separated from the ornament and for getting another ornament formed, that gold has to be separated from that ornament from other metals, copper, silver, etc. Is it not true? And who can separate that? Any ordinary person? Who can? Let them reply. On?
Like a metalsmith.
Huh?
Metalsmith.
Metalsmith. You?
Yeah, somebody who knows which one.
Who knows that? Whose function is? You? Yeah. આ બધા મોહ વગરના છે લોકો. ગુજરાતના મોહ વાળા બધા તો જ કહી દે. હે? Chemist. Umaben, you?
A jeweler probably knows.
Jeweler is a diamond and what is?
Goldsmith.
You people don't moh, not much. You are wearing all these things, but not like the Gujaratis. They are big. Diamonds are more popular these days, no? You like diamonds, Meena?
I don't wear them.
Don't wear, but I like. If I get one. You, Rani? Oh, that's right. Ram, you?
Yes.
You like Amar? Yeah. And you, Parth? Suraj, you? Diamond, who will not like? Because there is diamond inside. That we don't know.
પોઝિટિવ કરી આપ્યું.
So, wonderful, nice question. If Gnani is an experience, why the experience is to be understood. Experienced as an experienced state has to be realized, and the realization can never happen unless you experience that state, and that can come only through an experienced state that is totally separate from the body, and yet the body is there alive, and there is Gnani. That's all. So Gnani is never giving the Gnan, no. It is our day-to-day language. In common parlance we say that I have received Gnan and Dada has given me Gnan. This is language, your method. That's all. Then why do we take it from you, and of what use it is? I think that question will not remain in you now, right?
No.
Sure?
Yes.
For certain?
Yes.
Oh, that's fine. Second question. Is aging a quality of time or matter? Oh, do you follow? Wasn't right? Whatever. કેવા મનના છોકરાઓ એટલે દાદાએ કહ્યું કે પ્રેઝન્ટ જનરેશન યંગ જનરેશન ઇઝ ઓફ હેલ્ધી માઇન્ડ because they are open. These questions will not arise in us at our time when we are like them. we were very sticky in our own past generations. My father, my mother told me this, that, all these things. But these people are not so. And having come to America, they are more open now. So, is aging a quality of time or matter? Good question, name Bharti-ben? Wonderful question, sir. Did you ever face such a question? આપા એટલે વન્ડરફુલ થશે આ તો.
ડેવલપમેન્ટનો ખ્યાલ આવે.
Is aging a quality of time or matter? Dr. Anandan, is a good question, nahi? Umaben, what do you feel?
I'm struggling with the answer.
See, you are senior, elders. What Lalita Ben says? He never asked you this question?
He kept it for you.
He did not ask Papa also?
Yeah.
Oh, this is aging a quality of time and matter. Wonderful. Well, aging is a quality of time and matter both. But in a relative sense, not in the real sense. This is the answer to your question. But it needs to be further elaborated.
Yes.
Because question itself is very sense and answer has to be in a sense. But what is in essence has to be modified. Otherwise, you don't take essence like that directly. Dilute and then you take it, right? Jayan bhai? Oh. So answer is correct. The aging is the quality of time and matter both, but by relatively, not in the real sense, in the relative sense of the words, not in the real sense. Do you understand? In the real sense, aging process that does not apply to the element that is free of time and matter, that is ageless. So when you ask this question, it relates to all relative, that is temporary, perishable and subject to modifications. That is how. That is the answer. I hope that is enough. Okay? Number 3. Is it possible to regress from a highly evolved state such as a Gnani or Tirthankara? No. For all time, to this particular question. Is it possible to regress from a highly evolved state such as a Gnani or Tirthankara? No. Oh, yeah. Oh. Hello. Jai Satchidanand. Oh, you are speaking very fluently, Jai Satchidanand. Marian? Oh. Very nice. How are you? Yes, well, Jala is telling me and giving me your informations. Now, present 2 interviews are there. Just go ahead, and I know that now you have no fear as to what will happen. But yet you are in your efforts for your interviews. Yeah? Exactly, right, and I am very happy to listen. Right. My blessings are always with you. I am there with you. Do you experience? Yesterday you experienced? Yes, very good. And you exactly, you are astonished that you have no fear, right. No, it's right. Now that experience will grow, Marianne, and you will be experiencing further continuously, irrespective of time. It will be growing further, okay? No problem. Your prayers are there. Okay, don't bother. Okay, my blessings to you. Okay, Jai Satchidanand. Yes. Marianne from Germany. Jabrish. Having being a doctor, renounced, घबराई गई बहुत घबराई गई because of one incident in doctor in his medicine practice. छोड़ी દીધું સાહેબ. પછી ફાર્માકોલોજી કરી આખી. મુકુલભાઈ તો ફાર્માકોલોજી હતી તો પછી પેલું જરાક ડિપ્રેશન આવીને થઈ ગઈ ને શું કરું કે આમાં મને એને કોન્ફિડન્સ જ નહીં આવે કે હવે હું કરીશ ને મારે પ્રિસ્ક્રિપ્શન કરવા પડશે ને કંઈક હું ગરબડ થઈશ. ત્યાં તો બહુ સ્ટ્રિક્ટ સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ બહુ હાઈ છે ત્યાં. અહીંયા ખરા બધે પણ ત્યાં તો વધારે જર્મનીના હાઈ મેં જોયા. બકુલભાઈ their standards in every field are quite high. I think Dada Bhagwan in his vision when he said the German scientists of a real scientific attitude can only value this our time. That is how he said. Vasanbhai, એવું હશે? એવું કે સમજો તો ફાકમાં રજૂ કરી પાછી તો હવે કહે છે મને ફિયર જ નથી. ડિપ્રેશન ગયું બધું એમની ખાસ ફ્રેન્ડને બહુ અને ઇન ધેર બુદ્ધ રિલિજન ફોલોઈંગ દે આર વેરી સ્ટ્રોંગલી ટુગેધર વેરી સ્ટ્રોંગલી અને બહુ ડિસિપ્લિન. હા, બહુ હાઈલી ડિસિપ્લિન. ધ વે એ લોકોનું ચેન્ટિંગ ને બધું હોય ને બધું બહુ જ જબરજસ્ત. અને એવરી ડે કેટલો વખત કરવાનું ચેન્ટિંગ જલાબેન? હાઉ મેની ટાઈમ્સ? 1 hour કન્ટિન્યુઅસ. કોઈ દિવસ ગેપ ના પડવાય. હા, બહુ મોટું. Is aging I think that question is answered. It relates to relative and temporary aspects. And to soul that is real, perpetual, no. But when it is realized, not otherwise. Otherwise, it is a migratory soul which is called Jiv Atma. It is not only called Atma, it is Jiv Atma. And only Atma is Brahman. Only Atma is Brahman. You see? But migratory state Atma is Jiv Atma. In other words, it is called Vyavhar Atma. Vyavhar Atma. You see? Vyavhar Atma. It is wonderful. All these, each and every word has got so deep meaning, and yet in these times, Dada Bhagwan has opened out all the mysteries of the core mysteries of all these things. So in so simple day-to-day common parlance language that everybody can understand, children or anybody. Rare. So rare. That is how 11th wonder of the world, Akram Vignan, lift mark. Third question, is it possible to regress? No. From a highly, for a Gnani. Otherwise, a Gnani is a Gnani and a Tirthankar is a Tirthankar. And Tirthankar at any full Tirthankar is last. Tirthankar is nothing. It is not a state of making, but it is a state of result.
Yes.
Do you understand? Yes. Anything that is a state of making, there is every chance of regression. Now your answer is perfect. We will go further. Number 4. If the Atma is all-knowing, how is it possible for it to enable itself to become covered in ignorance? Teacher, I repeat karo. 4th question. 3rd question is over. Huh? If the Atma is all-knowing, how is it possible for it to enable itself to become covered in ignorance? You are laughing. Huh? One thing, this question has to be answered in parts. Well, Atma is all-knowing only when Atma is known as the knower, not otherwise. Though factually it is so, but state-wise, unless the knower is known, Atma as knower is known as Atma, that all-knowing function cannot open out. Do you understand? Actually, whole answer is there, but further we will give you answer that how is it possible for it to enable. Therefore, Atma by itself is a non-doer for all times. Therefore, there is no question for it being enabled or unenable or nothing, nowhere. Nothing, no relative applies to that. Do you understand? And all these questions require a relativity part. Do you understand? Though we try to understand the Atma as real. સાહેબ તમે વધારે આમાં પ્રકાશ પાડશો?
નોન ઓપરેશનલી એક્ટિવ અને નોન
નહીં તો બરોબર છે એ તો આત્મા activity wise any activity in common parlance, even in the religious pursuits or spiritual pursuits, is always relatively related. All activity. And that is how even in religious pursuits and spiritual pursuits of Atma, the pursuits are relative activity wise. Do you understand? Even belief also is based on that. And here the mystery lies, and that mystery has opened out. Dada Bhagwan has opened out. It can never open out. It remains always mystery in all the ages of time, all the ages. It can never open out. Do you follow? But in these times, it got opened out through the medium of Dada Bhagwan and through his absolute experience. Only for those who get divine vision opened out within oneself through realization and experience. You see, for them it is given as Agnya only to those, everybody. Do you understand? Suppose you are 10 here, and to you 10 this knowledge is given, divine knowledge, and your own divine vision opens out. You see? So for all 10 of you, Agnya that is given, Agnya. So this is Agnya, each one of you is given, but it is given individualistically. Suppose knowledge is given, now knowledge is given to you and Rani both, and Agnya is given to you both, but that Vyavasthit Shakti is the doer and operative part of this whole universe. It is a power without energy, cosmic energy. Without energy nothing can happen. You see? It's energy power. So that Agnya is given to both of you. And to Rani, this Agnya given as Rani is for Rani, and to Ram, this Agnya given to Ram is for Ram, as Ram. Do you understand now? Huh?
Yeah, I understand.
It is not function of application. It is not the function of application. Therefore, it is not the function of communication. Do you follow? Therefore, you cannot communicate verbally regarding this Agnya amongst you two. In any sense of the word, in all life activities, telling Rani, oh Rani, why do you believe all this? After all, it is going to be Vyavasthit. No, sir. It is experienceable state, absolute experienceable your state, which as an initial experience you have realized for your absoluteness to open out. Now you understand? That's okay. So there it goes, all these things. Wonderful question, sir. Possible for it to enable itself to become covered in ignorance? Pure soul has never got covered in ignorance, no, at no point of time. It was never, it is not now, and it will never be for all individual souls. Then yet, why this ignorance and darkness all around? Well, it is not the ignorance and darkness given to the soul, but it is the ignorance and darkness given to the belief. Not soul. Belief and soul are different. Unless one experiences and through the experience realizes one's soul as the perpetual soul by belief, that is through experience, one can never get release from all wandering, and that established belief is the only freedom from all woes and miseries. You see, mukti. And then only life is flowing as Jivan Mukta Dasha. Jivan Mukta Dasha. And progressing towards Mahamukta Dasha. Mahamukta actually, yes. These are all scriptural words, or Vedantic and all that. You understand? That is how it is simple. Of course, in scripture it is very high sounding and everything. You see, very high. It's good question. Soul can never get. If soul gets covered under indulgence, then everything is gone. No. All this happens. That is how, to a Gnani, world all around, what to everybody in the world, for everybody individually, the world appears to be real wise. To a Gnani, it is nothing but a dream with open eyes. Life lived out with all the senses, alertness, and that life is nothing in the Gnani's vision but a dream with open eyes. The way for everybody, the dream is a dream with closed eyes in sound slumber. Do you understand? That is world experience of the dream. And for Gnani, in his experience state and in his vision, divine vision, the world is nothing but a dream. And a drama only, and dramatic. Dramatic. That means subject to modifications. Otherwise, drama can never be a drama unless it is subject to modifications. Nobody would ever sit to see the drama. If one scene is perpetually the same thing, you won't see on a TV screen if one scene is stationary there. We won't like, no? It must be changing. Right? What Pawan says. Yeah, right. Good. So Ram questions are over. 16 years. And now Rani, elder Rani, 21 years. You are elder to him? Yes. And you are younger to her? Yes, sure. But who is big or small amongst two of you?
This is all relatively.
This is all relative. Good. Right. They have understood this language. So now it does not bother them much. You see? I am big and you are big and small. No. So now Rani's questions come. 4 of Ram and 4 of Rani. Good. 8 questions, sir. કર્મો 8 જ હોય પાછા. નહીં, 8મો ક્રમ જાય એટલે સિદ્ધ આનંદ સુખ. અવ્યાબાદ और जन्माष्टमी अष्टमी 8
शब्द आए.
What should be done when the chit continues to wander? Nothing should be done but to be seen as a wandering state that is related to the body, not to soul. That's all. Wonderful question. Real good question. Good question. આપણે મોટા મહાત્માઓને આ બહુ
જેટલા લેવલ ઉપર પ્રશ્ન આવે
વન્ડર બહુ હાઈ. ગુડ ક્વેશ્ચન. Rani, when you are sitting and you are chanting Dada Bhagwan Asminji Jekaro and chit goes somewhere out and you see you go and at that it's gone out. At that time you observe, see that as going out. Immediately that part, the discharging part of the teeth which is related to the body will get stabilized. The moment you see. But so long as it is in seeing, it is faint and all that, that power of the teeth to wander will be functioning in a natural way through the operational power of the Vyavasthit, because it is a discharged chit. Now your Shuddhatma state, pure soul state, is Shuddha Chit state. That means Shuddhatma oriented vision. Established Shuddhatma oriented vision. You see, that is Shuddha Chit. But now, for that to get firmed up and stabilized, all these relative aspects are nothing but for you Sambhava Nikal, that's all. Subject to that Vyavasthit scientific circumstance power operation. They are there. But for Sambhava Nikal, that's all. Whatever chit in the dream you say Simandra Swami, but that is a very good thing. Yet you, I, you, I, that's separation. And as you wake up, oh, I had a wonderful dream. I saw Simandra's Dada Bhagwan. This is right, nice, no, nothing wrong. But that is the chit part, purer chit part that has got purified. And in that, these clear sins are seen, clearly seen.
So we should do Sambhava Nikal to ourselves. That's
No. That nothing now. You cannot own anything that is relative. Just you have to know and see.
When we do Sambhava Nikal to other people, you keep saying that.
Because that process is there. Because it is Agnya. And because that stock is there, which requires to be rather be away with. That means
bubbling out of your system.
You see?
So you should
Sambhanikal means you should be very careful that now nothing for me is there in life that is achievable. Do you understand? That's all. Because without the achievement of that state, I was wondering, now that it is realized and experienced, do you understand? The center is established. See? So with that center, whatever is peripheral and relative is transitory. So relative is relative and I real. Shuddhatma. Even that wandering is relative, I Shuddhatma immediately. You understand? Very good question. Very good. આ તો બહુ હાઈ લેવલ પર જાય છે. વસંતભાઈ આ લોકોએ તો છોકરાઓનું કર્યું પણ આપણે મોટાઓને શીખવું પડે એવું થયું બધું. હા ગુડ થિંગ ગુડ. પડી નીકળી ગયું. ઓહો એમ નથી થતું?
થાય છે. ના અહીંયાથી પુલ થઈ ગયો.
અહીં મૂકી દો. અહીં નીચે મૂકો એટલે નહીં પડી જાય. જો તો અહીંયા મૂકો.
Is it this one? No wire.
આની પર હાથ પર મૂકો.
ના બરાબર છે.
ચલો. So regarding this chit, it is answered. Next question. What forms Paramanus? How do we make our Paramanus pure? Mohammed Sahib.
એટલે દાદાએ આ નાનાઓ જોડે સત્સંગ કરવાનું કહ્યું.
એને કહ્યું હતું અમે મોટા અમે કેલિફોર્નિયા ઘણા વખત પહેલાં જયંતભાઈ હશે બધાને ખ્યાલ હશે કહ્યું કે તમે મોટાઓ જોડે બોલાવો છો સત્સંગ કરવું ગમે પણ અમારા છોકરાઓ હોય તો અમને બહુ આનંદ આવે છે એટલે અમારે એવા હોય તો એ સત્સંગ ગોઠવજો તો મીનાબેનને કે વોટર કપ ગોઠવ્યો ને મેં ખાસ કહ્યું હતું કે છોકરાઓને જ બોલાવો ને એમને જ રાખો મોટાઓ ના આવો છો પણ એક બે મોટાઓ આવી ગયેલા થોડા બેસો વાંધો નહીં પણ બેઝિકલી what forms Paramanus? How do we make our Paramanus pure? Gnani. Paramanus are perpetual and eternal state of matter. And therefore, they being perpetual, they are eternal. There is no question of forming them. You do understand? That is how Paramanus have to be understood. You see? What you mean to say here is this Skanda, not Paramanu. This is very high language, high technical language that you like to know, your question indicates what you want to know, is not regarding Parmanu, but a coming together of so many Parmanus in the basic elemental body building, mind building, speech building blocks, which are elemental in nature, though not Parmanus, yet in very subtle form, in the absence of which these body formations, mind formations cannot take place. They are called skanda. Skanda. Technical word is Skandh. Skanda. Skanda means together. In Vedanta, it is called Lingade. Lingade. Yeah.
Linga.
In Theosophy, it is called. They are called astral bodies. Astral. These are very subtle form. Body building blocks actually they are. You see, and they are technically called Karman. Karman. Karman means that material forms which are building blocks of karmas. Karman. Pudgal. Pudgal. Varganas. Vargnas. Varganas. Varganas. Karman, Pudgal, Varganas. Varganas means groups, basic building, body building block groups. સમજ્યું? હા એટલે જથ્થો બહુ જાડો થઈ જાય. વર્ગણા બહુ સૂક્ષ્મ છે. સ્કંદ કોઈ ના જોઈ શકે. જ્ઞાનીઓને બધું દેખાય, પણ એ કંદ સમજાયું નથી બહુ. શાસ્ત્રોમાં એનું વર્ણન છે પણ કોઈ સમજી ના શકે. બધું લખેલું જ ખરું શાસ્ત્રમાં, પણ એ સમજાય નહીં. શું તમને વિઝનમાં બધું ખુલતું જાય ખરું. એટલે જ્યોતિકાબેન કહી ગયા બરોબર ભરતભાઈ, પણ તમે તો જૈન છો જ નહીં, એટલે શું કહીએ તમને. જૈન છો તમે? ના પાડે. લો વસંતભાઈ, હવે તમારી નાતમાં બેઠા છે એટલે. And the moment we are terribly angry and the anger reaches its climax and resulting into body shaking in every way, internal shaking results into external shaking in every way, and all those shaky parts of the body, which is a porous machine, functions just as in the osmosis operation of a chemical activities function. And likewise, those things get attracted inside through the porous body inside. And because of that oneness with that state, they all get so much charged in the very presence of the soul with Atman charge, Chetan charge it is called. You see, nothing comes out of the Chetan, but in the very presence, it gets a charge. And the charge by itself is physical also, but very subtle, very subtle. And because of that charge, a third state opens out. Third state opens out. Two perpetual being together, but in between the uncertainty part of belief part of not being true to the relative, not true to the real, central, neuter. Don't follow? Central, neuter.
Central, neuter.
Neuter, you don't know. Neither masculine nor feminine.
Right.
Central to that.
You see, that gets developed. And karmas are like that. That is the nature of karma. Basic nature is that. Karmas are neither masculine nor feminine. They are neuter. Do you understand? You have to follow. But they have proved very powerful to the mightiest. And they're the mightiest. And they try to conquer them. Right? Right? So, બહુ મોટો ક્વેશ્ચન છે આનો તો.
આ તો ભાવમનના લેવલ ઉપર
બહુ મોટું થયું છે. But anyway, what you mean is that these body blocks, at mind level, speech level, this that you mean, and now they are formed at mind level, in subtle, so subtle state. That is how mind is the subtlest part of the body, and everybody tries to reach and understand the mystery of the mind, but nobody can reach the mystery. That mystery is opened out only by Dada Bhagwan. That formation part of the body that is at the mind level is expressed opinion wise. So during the anger, all these things happen, and I am on this like that, and that opinion is there, that believing other to be so and to be angry on him or her, and at the same time with that opinion also coming out through the speech powerfully. Immediately such a forceful power gets charged. So those molecules that got pure molecules got sucked inside because of that state. And that state being close to the soul, and soul is stationary all the time, but soul also along with that, and that power gets charged. Nothing goes out of the soul, but powers get charged like that. Just as a very high voltage thing is there, and you say under high pressure don't go near, and if you go near, there is something like that. Just it happens. You understand? So there, this but not real appearing like. Real. Appearance is real like, because it gets into the functions of the six eternals: motion, inertia, and all everything. You see, and time that is relative, which everybody, all scientists try to reach, cannot reach. Time that is relative, past, future, and now in present, trapped in such a way that whole that present gets trapped itself to be bothered about all the time throughout in the present state by the past. You see? And wandering about by itself in the present state as to what will be future, It's a wandering state, uncertain state, wandering, directionless. You see, that matter. So it is the matter that desires freedom, not the soul. You see?
Repeat that again, I missed that.
It is the matter, live-like matter. You see, that desires all the time freedom, not the soul. Soul is all the time free. So, the freedom is to the material state, not the real state. But that freedom can only be experienced and realized when one gets freedom from the mind opinion-wise, expression-wise, and of course body-wise, with all its infinite quality, whatever qualities are the body qualities. You see, everything through 5 senses, exterior happening, and inner senses, all inner organs, all through, totally separated. Now you stick together with this line, Lakshman Rekha, and live out your life. Don't step out. The Ravan will come and pick you up. Right? So Lakshman Rekha is there. Anantan relative, Rani relative, mind, speech, body wise, and real you as Shuddha Atma. Being together, close together, and yet nothing. Now, by real viewpoint, never believing any of the relative ramifications, modifications, whatever are there. Now, at any given point of time, due to sickiness, it will make you to believe them as real. But in opinion wise, they will not be believed by you as real. They are relative only. Sanjay? There is Lakshman Rekha. Right? Okay, that is answered now. Because bola chale aado. Okay? Good question. Second question. Ram, is it a good question? Yes. Sure? Yes. You respect it? Yes. Sure? Yes. How much? Great. Yes. Number 3. The Charan Vidhi discusses staying true to the solemn vows, 6 solemn vows, avoiding the 4 obligate, or 18 types of sins. Oh yes, that sentence is there. Adar Pap Thanako. Oh, right. What are these vows and sins? You have not to bother about this, though they are there, because it has come of the Jain scriptural following. It is there. You see? Anybody, initially we all never knew that, and we are also reciting. But out of experience we understood, everything comes in 5 Agnya. Sambhanika. That's all. Is the end of. Follow? Okay. Last question. How can we experience Atma? Well, you already experienced. But what you mean to say here is that my experience has to be all time, in all situations, everywhere. It is so. But presently you are living your life Agnya-wise because your stock of mind, speech, body, karmas are there, which needs to be subjected to Sambhavanika through Agnya. Do you understand? That is the right reason. And your experience is growing. It has already started. It is in the process. It is in the process path. And it's growing, opening out. You see? So that stability part of that experience, what you mean to understand, is there in the life. It will happen. And in your such a tender age, wonderful, you are so lucky, let me tell you. Even highest of the high have Tirthankaras have said that knowledge and experience realized in young age and youth is the greatest experience, and that is the real experience. But it is not subject to imagination. Oh, you are lucky that you are at this age, you are getting, and we are at this age. One never imagine that way. No. At any given point of time, when one gets awake, he's awake after all. That's all. And go ahead. You see, that is the reason. But this is the best time, youth. Wonderful. Of all the lifetime periods, youth is the best. And it is meant only to realize this only. That is the So that you never get aging. જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ. ચાલો ચલો પાણી. હેમાબેન ખુશ થઈ ગયા.
નાના થયા.
હે કેટલા વાગ્યા? હા સાહેબ અમારે તરુણ બોલતા નથી ને પણ
મહેમાબેન ખુશ થાય એટલે હું સમજી ગઈ શું કહેવા
મનીષાબેન શું કહે છે?
કોને શું કહ્યું?
મનીષાને ક્વેશ્ચન કર્યા. નો ક્વેશ્ચન.
બોલ બોલ બોલ. જમવા બોલાવા આવી છું બધાને. હા તારે આટલો મોટો ક્વેશ્ચન, આ તો બહુ મોટો થાય. આ બધાનો ક્વેશ્ચન ત્યાં જવાબ આપ્યો તે. जब कबीर साहब थे, कबीर साहब आग लगे जब पोटी में, ज्ञान ध्यान सब रोटी में. कबीर साहब के लिए, महात्मा के लिए नहीं. महात्मा के लिए आहारी आहार करते हैं, हम निराहारी शुद्धात्मा मात्र जानते हैं कि ये स्वीट है, ये बीटर है, ये पंजेंट है, ये सावर. दैट्स ऑल. Tongue taste, and we with our function know. That is the dharma of tongue, not ours. Our dharma is to know and see. Chalo, jai
સચ્ચિદાનંદ.